you wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama. Yeah, I got that big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama.
No, Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
I whip that beat down like Michael Obama.
We already have it with
I got that
Obama,
big
so
energy.
let's just calm down.
Nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. I'm a girl, 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 I'm a whip them thing out like Michael Obama. I got that big, big energy. Ain't nobody wanna step like me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I try to shoot the drama, but I just trapped him in the air. Oh no, oh. I try to shoot the drama, but I missed and trapped him in the air. Oh no, oh. Yeah, all around in my hometown, they're trying to track me down. Yeah, they said they couldn't stand on the slope safely. I just climbed right up. Nobody stopped me. Nobody chased me. Nobody cared that I.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, misfits, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, misfits, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
Big up, and welcome back to another episode of The Secret Society of Good Guys. As always, we are your goodest of guys. So if you feel like helping our Al Gore's rhythm and hitting like little hearts or maybe reshare or something like that, you don't have to like it yet unless we say something that you like, but you could reshare. To give
Also, if
people
you
the
got like one of those
opportunity.
little like slot CD drives or like a floppy drive, just put like $100 bill in there. Just do it right now.
For reals.
Or a feather.
I
And
like
just
feathers.
tickle it.
I love finding them, just randomly.
I do too.
Colorful ones. Yeah, so cute.
Well,
They're
just like out in the world, I always feel like it's got avian flu on it somewhere.
I take it as like a sign from the universe or something. But that's
Can I
just
show
me in
you
my head.
something at the beginning? Speaking of sign from the universe, besides it being Abbie's birthday week, the same as Britney Spears' birthday week. Also, I felt like it was my birthday week because I got some awesome Paranoid American stuff. And so I'm going to be like littering my town with a couple little pamphlets and some
Nice.
things. But this is so cool.
Hell yeah.
I just think
Oh,
it's a pocket
awesome.
calendar.
You
And-
all you guys are getting these
I
if you haven't got
figured.
them
I'm so
already.
excited.
It has all these
I think mine
awesome
comes
little
Monday.
dates
Thank you,
on it.
Thomas.
And like for me, I will just learn so much also doing it. But I'm sure these are also available. So if you guys go to paranoidamerican.com, and this is nerdy, and I'm like, spoiler alert for you guys, because I like, aren't these so cute?
Oh, so
They're like
cute.
secret
Yeah.
society.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna slap
I won't
them
tell you
everywhere.
all of them. That's all I'm showing you. So
Okay, yeah, there's
those
more.
are
There was even
kinda
more of them.
OG.
yes, that's all
I
I'm
know
showing
people
you
bar
right now.
Spider-Man.
But yeah, it pays to know people. So
Yes, it does.
anyways, I interrupted with that. Happy birthday week, Abbie and Britney
you.
Spears.
Yes, Brittany.
It's Britney, bitch.
It's Brittany,
And
bitch.
chat. Hello, hello.
What's up, chat? I love you guys. You're just so awesome. We
Oh,
really have an awesome chat.
yeah, we have pretty lovely ladies on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not
do.
talking about myself when I say it. Like just in my dude brain alone. Like we know what we're up to.
We you know.
We aight. That's what I felt like this week was. I called the show "You're a Fed" because I felt like that's what this, that Spider-Man meme where everybody's pointing at everybody else and they're all just like a bunch of Spider-Mans. That's what I feel like with Charlie Kirk and Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones and Candace Owens, and I feel like it's a Quentin Tarantino gun scene. And it's just like you look and all the guns are pulled on each other.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, what a crazy week.
It's like they're purposely trying to make it look like a movie. That's what it's feeling like, legit. None of this shit feels real. None of it. Like
I
I'm
feel
just
like I
watching.
need to get caught up because I haven't even been paying attention to any of this.
Well, it's a lot of
The last I heard was Candace Owens said
Yeah.
that some group of French chefs were trying to kill her or something.
It's akin to, I don't know. I just keep thinking it's like such a cool, like she wants to jump on so bad and be the second, like, and now they're threatening me. Like she's the second. Like somewhere it's like she's pissed she's not the first.
But there's something about France though that she's like trying to like point in that direction for some reason, but France has always been like in the shadows of a lot of corruption in this modern day area. Yeah.
Well, she was going
Timeline.
hard on Marcone's wife /
Yeah.
groomer, right?
Yeah.
Groomer grandma.
Which turned out to be true that it is supposedly a male, but that's hearsay. Like, how do we really know? It's like part of the fucking movie, but low key, I do feel like there's some kind of like weird corruption coming from France that's kind of like who is France really under the control of? Is it the crown or is it Israel? Is it like who really has control
Germany.
of that nation? Or Turkey? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, I said Germany because I was thinking like,
Oh, I thought you said Turkey. Whoops.
no, like it's just an old conversation, German infiltration and everything. Really, like when you look back to it, they're on every crown, they're on every throne. The Germans.
Well, you know what's a fascinating trend that's popping up on the feed, like on the bottom of videos? Mustache Man and his speeches. You know who Mustache Man is, right?
I had to think about it for a second, but yeah.
Mike
Mustache
Lindell.
Man. You know? Mustache Man? That guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hitler.
I was
I
thinking
wasn't
Jim
looking
Carroll.
at that screen at all. when you
Dude.
were saying it.
They are like recording themselves, listening to the translations of this man, and they're all like, what is history lying about? So it's like these people are like slowly unprogramming themselves of the conspiracy of who that man is. I mean, all of it's conspiracy to me, but like they're seeing the bullshit behind the World War II of it all. So it's just fascinating to see how many people are like,
Have you guys heard that Candace Owens' dad was like the janitor of Sandy Hook, or like the one of the
Shut
oh, I heard that
up.
too. I heard that. Yeah.
No.
like
I heard that.
he ran a company that took care of the janitorial services in like 50 daycares and a couple of elementary schools. One of the elementary school contracts that he had during the time, one of which was Sandy Hook Elementary.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I feel her frustration, right? Because all these things happen and she finds out about it maybe after the fact. And then she realizes she could have exploited this for so much gain, but she didn't. She missed out on all these different opportunities.
That's wild. This is just trippy all the way around.
Yeah, it's
Like, what's really
Guess they
happening?
didn't have enough characters to be, roles in each one of these little.
and I
psyops.
can't stop repeat, like I can't, because it's just crazy to me that when Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492 was the year that the Jews got kicked out of Spain.
Yeah.
That is like what?
And isn't that also tied to the whole like when supposedly Jesus's reign ended and the timeline of Satan is now in play from 1492, which is why we have the Statue of Liberty like kind of chained up.
You mean the little season? Is that what you mean?
Oh,
Yeah, Little Seasons, little whoops. But that's
I don't
around
know,
the
would it
same
be
time it's at
1492? Because it's a 1,000-year reign. So I guess if the Middle Ages didn't happen.
But whose year? Like whose years, right? Because whenever you start talking
Yeah,
about
because
years, in the
like Middle
Bible
Ages
years,
are supposedly or don't even exist. That was
a
all
year could
fake.
be 1,000
Yeah.
years too, right? So we might be talking about 1,000,000 years.
That's true.
and Spain's golden age started in 1492.
Yeah. As soon
Yeah,
as they
well, 'cause
left.
Spain owned the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
So they say, if you believe anything written before 1800.
Yeah, and
History's fake.
I just think it's really curious that it's like they were like, get on these boats and get out of here. And then America was discovered. That's our history. That is crazy. I also, just because of the DC and the Columbia and the Columbus of it all, I think there is a God they worship. That's the God. Like whatever liberty is, that's Columbus. Whatever the name they give it is Columbus. Like there's something else to the whole entirety of it. Like all the world's fairs have a Columbia god at them.
Yeah.
There's big huge paintings of this thing. Like sometimes it's a woman, sometimes it's a man, and it's a spirit of Columbia, which is like, what is that?
Well, I'm coming around that it started here and then it went outwards and went to Europe and then it, manifested in its own way and then it came back here and then maybe some people knew to come back as opposed to wanted to just go out and adventure into the unknown.
Yeah.
Like if it's it gives credence though that the United States, it's like all this other history and life and is here, and then they restart the history at 1492. They're like that was like a great reset essentially for America.
Yeah. What if that's what the Bible is based off of, like the reset and, whole new life, not lifeline, but like a whole new world, that whole idea. You probably aren't with that.
Or just the cycle every 1,000
New
years,
current.
no matter what. It doesn't matter. Like there is no coming back and like everything changing. It's just every 1,000 years it resets.
The golden era.
Columbine. Totally Columbine for Columbus. That's a weird like band, like
I
punk
think is
rock song.
Colum, which is a dove. I'm pretty sure that's where that comes from. There was a really good. I don't want to miscredit it. I think it was a Michael Sarion had a Origin and Oracles series. It was like a 9 DVD series that came out in the early 2000s, and he goes super deep into all these early connections. It's kind of like Jordan Maxwell, but if Jordan Maxwell was still like incredibly lucid and active in like the mid 2000s.
See, it says Columbia goddess refers to Columbia like a female personification of the United States, but that isn't until the 1900s.
But it's a COLUMB, I think, is the name for a dove or some white bird that she also gets associated with.
Yeah, she has definitely white birds in her. Curious.
Yeah, Columbus means dove. And then
what's your?
Let me see. I love etymology. Yeah, I think it just means dove.
Yeah, Columba there's a constellation. It's Latin for dove, and it's representative of Noah's dove, like the dove from Noah's Ark as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is another boat, right? It's another boat that's supposed to traverse this huge amount of water and make it to a new world. So it's almost like the original one was way more symbolic. Because if you imagine someone kept telling the story of Columbus for 2,000 years over the game of telephone, it could turn into like a Noah's Ark situation.
Isn't the dove also like a personification of the Holy Spirit?
Yeah.
And isn't there like a lot of Christian sects that think that is crazy talk? The Holy Spirit is like something that was like added to the church or something later on.
Christian sex with doves?
Well, during Jesus'
like the
baptism,
Trinity, some people don't believe in that.
During Jesus' baptism, when he like came up out of the water, there was a dove that descended on him, and that was it. It was the voice of the Holy Spirit, and it said, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I'm well pleased." So,
honestly, the Trinity and the transubstantiation are the only cool parts of Christianity, anyway. So if you don't do those two things, you're like doing the boring version.
Yeah, some people are definitely like they feel like that the Trinity is like not the same. It's a whole different, but it's still like it's like worshiping Mary.
yeah, wouldn't that be kind of Gnosticism? Isn't that what it teaches?
Yeah, curious.
Because the feminine was wholly ghosted.
And it's the truth.
Friend.
That's what I feel like is the truth.
Marisa Acatella.
I don't know if we talked about my Harry Mary deep dive that I went on recently, but I found out that so you guys have heard of Harry Mary. I think we've talked to Harry Mary before, right?
Yeah, we can pull it. I'll pull up some while you talk about it.
Okay,
Harry Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow?
So the original Harry Mary was Mary of Egypt, and she was some lady that I guess like something horrible happened to her, and she just decided she's going to go out into the desert and just live solo. And I guess there would be certain priests that would make these pilgrimages, and they would go and see her. This one guy ran into her, and he went back like 2 or 3 different times. And anyways, there was kind of this story where not only was there not enough room for any women in the Bible, but definitely not more than one Mary. So the original Mary of Egypt, she starts to become morphed and gets consumed by the imagery of Mary Magdalene. So then Mary Magdalene starts looking like she's got all this hair and this hairy Mary, but it was really a completely different person originally that started this. And all the earliest paintings are of Mary of Egypt. But it's kind of like that same concept where there was only room for one woman at all, and so we're just going to combine. I think there's like 3 or 4 different Marys that all combine into the one Mary that doesn't even get I think a name in most of the Bible.
That is kind of crazy because I even feel like at resurrection, there's 3 Marys just at resurrection alone. And everybody always talks about Virgin Mary and Mary Magdalene, but there's like 2 other Marys, I believe, but one that was there at crucifixion and resurrection with Virgin Mary and Mary Magdalene. I don't know her name either.
Well, because I don't know if Mary Magdalene is Mary's sister Martha or not. Because if not, like she was also mentioned too, so she might have been there.
Martha.
That's an old
Martha was-
person name.
Well, she was a Karen. She was all pissed off because Mary was like listening to Jesus and not helping her prepare food and stuff.
Wow.
And just like, chill. She's doing what she should be doing. This is what you should be doing.
Yeah, mind your business. The fuck? Karen, you're right.
It's cracking me up because Leo Skepi's actually been reading the Bible. So it's funny to like listen to him talk about it right now because he's like going down this whole like not religious because he's not religious at all. But
You know what I love that he said after the fact? He's like, I stopped reading the Bible because I picked it up when I was in fear. And I shouldn't that shouldn't be the only reason why I pick up the Bible. I should be called to pick it up, not because of fear. And that's what I feel a lot of people turn to religion is when
Yeah.
they're in fear of something and not coming from an authentic place because you're scared. You're deciding to turn to religion, but that's not being authentic. That's doing it out of fear. And I love that he mentioned that because that was my first question. I'm like, dude, you were scared and you decided to pick up a religious book? Like, that's not it. That's like
very
committing
common,
murder.
though.
Like it's like saying like it's okay to commit murder and then you fear what is going to happen after the fact. So you turn to religion thinking that, oh, okay, it's good. You know, I'm good. I picked up the Bible. I'm forgiven. No, you have to do it coming from like an authentic, like I want to do this the right way. I want to come from a place of understanding. And he called it out. And I love that. I was like, okay.
It's kind of like a very modern approach, though, right? Because I think for the last 1,000 years, a lot of people didn't have the luxury to be like, oh, like I'm gonna wait until I really feel it, right? Like you kind of had to, otherwise you would have
you were
gotten
immersed.
stomped out.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's what I see like they do in Islam. Like I left religion. Like I denounced being Muslim. Like I'm saying it publicly right now so everyone knows. I just can't do it anymore. Like I see how the tactics that they're using and it's disgusting me to even like I know what they're doing is not part of the religion, but just having anything to do with any of that manipulation and being a part of that and like attaching myself to any of it, I don't want it. I'm just done. I wash my hands from it. So that's where I'm at with that.
That part of the maze is
almost
no
look at
longer
it like a
for you.
recipe book. It's like you don't have to make the recipe, but it's like it's there if you need it, and it's got all of the right ingredients, and it's got everything that you would need. But like most people screw it up along the way. Most people leave it in too long. They use a little too much of something, a little not enough of something. So, but it's not like like a recipe book doesn't tell you how to live your life, but it can tell you how to make like a damn good whatever, right?
Yeah. It's like it's just barbaric the way that they're like pushing the faith on people, and it's not. You're not supposed to be doing that. And
you know what else? Though?
argue.
I feel like I could get down with a religion that was extra pushy, as long as the hypocrisy was at a very minimum. You know, if they at least like walk the walk a little bit, then I would respect them talking the talk. But I don't know if that's ever really been the case for any of them.
Well,
Yeah.
they're gonna like Pharisees, you know, that's what Jesus calls the religious people. Like, well, they were actually Pharisees, but they walk the walk, but they don't fucking live it here, you know.
Yeah.
So they're like, and that's what he was calling out. He's like hypocrites. You're all fucking hypocrites.
All of
you know,
them.
if you can't live it here, like your actions don't mean shit.
But
It's like
I think
ego based.
It's like it comes down to like the feather in the heart. Your heart being weighed by a feather. Like if it's not heavier than a feather, you know, your ass
But
ain't
I think the
freaking.
whole time he knows that nobody can live up to the measurement, right?
That's exactly
And
it.
it's almost like a joke. It's
So
like a
stop
cosmic.
pointing your finger, is what he's saying. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. It's like today, like I was just scrolling and all of a sudden I see this report about Minnesota, or it was in Massachusetts, I forgot where, talking about how this husband and wife, both Muslim, but not the correct way. They go by the hadiths and the perversions. And they were illegally giving young girls circumcisions here in the United States. And we don't do that here. So they got arrested and they did thousands of girls. And I'm just like, this is like barbaric. Like it just angers me and it disgusts me. And they have that Islam tied to it.
What kind
So
of
I had
punishment they get for that? I wonder.
they're going to trial soon. I think I reposted on my TikTok on my story. You can just click it there and read the whole thing. I'm just so over it. It's like religious psychosis at this point with everyone. Everyone's afraid right now. So it's like they're becoming more religious and more like barbaric. They do still give it to boys, and I'm so against that too.
back into the system of rules instead of like relationship.
Well, that's the other thing that's happening is we're getting all these CIA assets, but they're letting us know they're Afghani nationals that are they do one false flag, and then they have to let us know that like the FBI is stopping all these other things for you. And it just is like they are pushing the Muslim terrorist again heavily in
they
the
are.
zeitgeist.
Honestly, I really don't blame them for doing that either. Like, I really don't. No offense. Like, Arabs are a little fucking nuts, bro. Like, whoa. Like, we're Albanian and we're fucking nuts, and like, we have names for us too, but Jesus Christ, like, stay away. Tell me I ain't lying.
I think we got our own cool newer religion here. I think more, like I'd rather have more Mormons than more Muslims.
We know you're
in
a
the
closet
US.
Mormon.
I like John
know
C.
it.
Lilly's religion. I've
Just
been down
acid
that
and bang
rabbit hole.
dolphins.
Dead.
I'm not a
Well,
fan of John C. Lilly.
I am.
I think
So
he
far?
actually like tortured women and dolphins.
I don't know.
I think a lot of the stuff that the dolphins did that he quote unquote studied, it wasn't him that got the dolphins to do it at all. It was a lady. And then the dolphins killed themselves once because they fell in love with her. They slept with her every night. They like had a
I didn't get
relationship
to
with
that yet.
her. Oh my, yeah, he's like, in my opinion, he's like a guy that went fucking haywire on acid and then did some really crazy stuff to dolphins and this woman, but that's the only one we know about.
I think he's the one with the connections, and he's the one that had the checks written to him because he knew people that knew people that knew people that were getting CIA money at the
I
very
don't-
very least, because was like 2 degrees away from direct MK Ultra funding. So
The
I feel that like he enabled it, and he did what the CIA did for him, where he's like, oh, I see you're doing something crazy. Here's like 30 grand, like turn it up to 11 and do whatever you want to do. And that's when she's like, I'm going to build a house where I live halfway underwater and I sleep with dolphins at night. And he's like, here's your money. Like, keep doing this.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not like more excited about the dolphin thing. I'm more excited about like the whole, chamber isolation, stepping out of your body kind of experience, because I have these experiences, but in dream state or daydream state or in the in between state, and totally, well, not sober completely, like I smoke weed, but him
But
being able to do that and experiment with different, like, I guess, keys, meaning these chemicals that, are here naturally in this realm, like, there's something to that. And I feel like the fear of what maybe has been put out about him and the stories about what he's done or whatever, maybe that's like kind of like pushing people away from not experimenting with that, because I feel like the more suffering and the more pain you go through, the more open you are to like leave this, You know what I'm saying? It sounds weird. I know what I'm saying, but like
But
I
I
have
think he
to
was
say it.
prophetic. He was also super burnt by the time that he got older, but
Oh
he
yeah.
made it to be older, like super burnout. But he was prophetic about the whole like AI versus like synchronicity, organic entity thing, because
The
that's where
meta.
you guys remember Echo the Dolphin and Echo the
Mhm.
Dolphin, the video game for Sega. It was like the little dolphin that would like swim around, but Echo was named after John C. Lilly's research, and I can't remember what the whole acronym stood for, but it was like Earth Coincidence Council Organization, and it was basically about this Illuminati that might have been other terrestrials or might have just been people here on the planet, but that they were getting together, including dolphins, and that they were planning how to fight the AI and how to combat the AI, which he called SSI, solid state intelligence. But it was literally like what happens when a cold computer can start mimicking and start having consciousness and control. Like what would be the ultimate thing to fight back against that? And it's this coincidence council, and it's people that are either cataloging or they're finding just weird synchronicities of people that'll
Yeah.
watch a movie
It's
and be
so
like,
wild.
oh my god, he blinked his eye 33 times in this, by minute 33, that somehow that is an effort to either fight or like provide a fingerprint that AI can't simulate. Have to oversimplify this because it's like 10 years of his research condensed into like a minute.
Yeah. It's just wild though.
I also do think it's interesting that he is involved in all these sound deprivation tanks. Like he's kind of like the start of like mixing all this stuff
First
together.
Rogan.
Yeah, and then you get Joe Rogan later on. I saw somebody write in the chat, and he was like, who wrote it? Oh, I think I want to give credit. He used the deprivation takes to program, and if
Or was
there
it
is
deprogram?
if there is a whale or a dolphin within 1,000 miles of another whale or dolphin, like it can communicate. And so they have all these tanks everywhere. And then if they figured something out, if you get in a tank within 1,000-mile radius, does it do something to you? And so in the same way of a lot of the CIA drugs, I do wonder, especially if Joe Rogan's pushing it, it makes me like so
Like floating?
weary of it. Yeah, and I love floating. Like I've
Yeah.
probably, but it just makes me so weary of what they're
What's happening there?
actually
Yeah.
up to.
I've seen some profound stuff of like people going into like rooms that are just completely black and soundproofed, and just going in there with themselves, just not even in a deprivation tank. It's just in a room with themselves in their thoughts in the complete, silence, and they come out like literally a changed person. And I've seen not hundreds, but like I've seen a good amount of videos of people experiencing that. There's even a
Because
guy
you
in New York
exist outside of time and space, and then you're able to be in the quantum field, and you can actually heal your body or do like
Yeah. He was talking
manifest or
about like how
whatever.
you can go into that space, go into your past, time travel literally into the moment that left a mark on you or a program into you that instilled like a trigger for you. And you could go reprogram yourself to deprogram yourself and not be triggered by whatever it is that triggered you from the beginning.
That's essentially what Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches in pretty much all his books, but Becoming Supernatural. He's talking about how you have to get into that puts you probably close to a theta or gamma brainwave. So then your brainwaves are like in this really freaking perfect state to
Yeah.
cause like supernatural healing and stuff like that.
So wild.
And this is why we need to also do salvia in a deprivation tank.
Woo! Okay, let's do it.
I don't know if
Do you
that's
know
actually
how
a
much
good
they
idea.
cost? They're like 40 grand.
Yeah, but there's places in almost every
just go
major
like,
city
oh,
that
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you don't want to go for like 2 hours. I want to go in there for like 10, 12 hours and
not
just
your
like
maybe
see
not your
what
first time.
happens.
No, a lot of the times too, like I always tell, like you don't want to go for less than an hour.
Yeah.
But it's like probably 1 of every 8 of my friends that goes and floats hates it. Like
Really?
hates it like it's their least favorite thing in the world. Like where they're like, I can never do that again. Like it's maddening to them.
I didn't
Really?
hate it. That's when I realized I had sleep apnea because I kept like freaking myself out because I'd stop breathing, and I was like,
Uh,
and I did it several times. I was like, shit, I got sleep apnea, and then I did the sleep study, and it was like 40 episodes an hour. So
damn.
yeah,
You're supposed to be taller when you get out.
I know I would love it.
Like
Shit.
there's no quote unquote gravity on you. And now they have dry floats that their temperature of the bed is like,
Mm,
the mattress sinks around you. So
it matches your temp.
and the float tanks used to not be so much. They're like getting crazy, but probably just a few companies are involved. That once you get up to 10 grand, you can do a lot to walls. And I've been in float tanks that people actually build into the floor, like they're a hot tub, like an in-ground hot tub where they
That's
put
what I was
cement.
in.
And some people are claustrophobic, so they have like water closets that you walk in, and the entire thing is just like 12 inches of water. Like you just walk into a wet room.
Do you know what my friend commented me? She says something about Stranger Things, and she said all you need is a large, like, flip
Kiddie pool.
coolers, and just go in there, get your Epsom salt, heat the water, but it's not the same. Like you need a specific temperature. You need
Well,
to
you
be
need
able
a
to
fuck ton of
breathe.
salt too because it's
Yeah.
so much salt. It's like
8,000
8,000
pounds.
pounds in
Yeah.
just a small tub.
8,000 pounds
So
of
it's
Epsom salt.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like for your temperature, it's usually between 92.7 and 93.3. It's so weird that this little thing. So some people will sit down in the water and they're like, I got a little chill.
Wait,
and
not
they-
even 97 point whatever our body temperature? No?
It's your
No, because then
outside
you can
skin
feel it. Like
temperature.
if as it moves along the edge of your body, you could feel the difference between the exposed part and the wet part. But once you get to the perfect temperature, you don't even feel that. Like you don't even feel the
Yeah.
water if you get it just right. And
Yeah,
that's
you don't
what
feel
makes
the
it so
difference
weird.
between dry and wet.
Wow, temperature is weird when you think about it.
Your inside body is a different temperature than your outside flesh. That's what I found so weird laying down. And so if you figure out your own float, I like 93.1. So I always ask at the place I would go regularly to turn it up a little because I'd always catch a chill right when I went in. And when I caught a chill, one of the most annoying things to me about floating is if you get drippy water on you, it is,
I hate that. It's irritating.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But you don't know what it's irritating without sound. It's like when you don't have like any noise, you can feel everything. You can hear your heartbeat. You can hear like one drip of water, and then you can feel it all the way down the side of yourself. You can feel the salt drying.
Don't
We
get
could
the
all
salt
do
on your
that at our
eyes.
meetup.
The salt fucking burns.
We could all
your
float.
I
eyes.
want to be tripping on shrooms when I go in, though. Like, I want
Get a
to be
little
like towards
mushy?
my peak. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That would be great. We all go
Not
there.
with the water though. It'll be so easy to get in your eyes and mouth at
I
that point.
yes.
That's why the dry. I never heard of the dry one before. That sounds like something you can, but that also feels like it might be claustrophobic.
Yeah, that would go crazy in just a room of like darkness. In water, I'll be fine, but just like empty space and complete darkness and silence, I think I would go mad. I don't know.
I don't mind that.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I
'Cause
could
it's
do
just
like the
you're just
water.
liminal the whole time. You're just having these like full on images while you're awake, and it's just
Mhm.
neat.
I would say like the first time anyone goes and floats, it's like almost unnecessary to get super fucked up. It
Yeah,
like
you don't
takes
need to.
away part of the
Mm.
experience of what it actually is because now you're just on mushrooms.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
like
Well, that's kind of what John C. Lilly was getting into too, though, because it was like, okay, now that I've figured this thing out, like let's see what we can do with this baby.
Yeah, that
Amp
would
it
be
up.
kind of
Yeah.
cool. Like when you really think about it, because I love like when I get to my peak and I close my eyes and I just see visions of whatever the fuck it is. So I could only imagine just being in that tank and quiet and just in myself. Like
That's
But it's
it's
kinda
hard to
cool
even
th-
imagine for me or anyone I've ever been with because usually you're on shrooms and every 3 minutes it's like, let's get up and go and look at that. Okay, now let's go and do this. And then
That's
imagine just
true.
like, no, just silently lay back and don't even roll left or right for an hour and a half. I don't even know if if I'd be capable
I
of
could
that.
do it because I could fall asleep on shrooms. Like if I feel so good, I just like doze out because I'll meditate and I'll lay down and, and I'll just doze off. I
Jules
have
falls
great.
asleep in float tanks
Oh, really?
100% of the time.
Huh.
Like to her, she's
Does
like,
she have
I love
dreams?
it. Yeah, but it's like the same as she loves it, but it's
Mhm.
not worth it because she always falls asleep. Like she gets so perfectly comfortable.
It's like me in
And
movie theaters.
yeah, she's like, I love it, but it's just like a waste of money on me.
Yeah.
How much are we talking?
Dependent on it, I always find they always have packages at places, and the
Yeah.
more like liberal shithole your town, unfortunately, the more float tanks you'll have in that place. So like Portland have like a float tank on every corner, like Baptist churches in the South. It's like there's
Wow.
so many that you can find like different specials, or they have punch cards. There's some of them, because the machines are so expensive, if they're ever going to pay them off, the float centers run 24 hours a day. One thing I would say is 100% get one that has a separate room, a separate bathroom, a separate shower, your own space, that you get that whole space for an hour and a half. You don't want a float
Yeah,
tank in a
that's
room.
great.
I've had float tanks in rooms as well. And there is something about in your like, you're about to like get into your meditative state, and you get this like wave of somebody's going to open the door in your float tank.
Wait a
And
minute.
no one's going to open the door in your float tank, but
So
it's
you
just,
don't go in naked?
No.
well, you
Well, yeah,
totally can in
essentially.
some places in like liberal cities, and some of the places that the float tanks are, they're like totally clothing optional
Because
places
you could
anyway.
feel your clothes on you. So
Yeah, like I would suggest that you probably want to go in it completely naked, but
Yeah,
there
I did.
is a lot of places that they don't care. You like
Mm,
get in your little float tank with your towel or whatever.
mm.
But I've been in all sorts of them. I like when they're like kind of spa, where they have you know maybe they have a relaxing room before you go in, and it feels like very zen. Like you might get a
That's
facial
where all
there.
that upcharge comes from, though. That's why you're paying an extra $170.
Well, that's what mine was, like this big ass room, and it had a shower and everything, and then the soap they want you to use before they get in the water. So you sit there and you shower, you leave your clothes right there, and then you just hop into it's like a giant hot tub, and the lights are on, and then once you get in, like they automatically dim. And I mean, it was great. So I didn't have because I'm claustrophobic, so the idea of like being in a freaking one of those little capsule things scared the hell out of me, and it was perfect. It was just
I
this
feel like we could
round.
we could run a great one of these if we like put together a little business plan and ran like a flotation tank device spa where
This
we
is
also
in my
sold
like
salvia.
top 5 business plans of like businesses I would start in my life is, and I had it. I think everybody, like if we all each bought our own float tank and put it in the same room, and then like Abbie could do like sit down things. Like if you want to sit down and get nutritional stuff, you could sit and talk to Abbie. And this is how you talk in our float tank place. How you guys like, I probably wouldn't work there. It would be somebody that had like, they'd be like, oh, welcome, welcome. And there'd be like crystals, and it'd smell a smell that was so like
That's how this
divine.
place is like an
To
oxygen
the
bar,
float
and then you
tank.
can like do an oxygen session, and you get a free pot of tea, whatever tea you want. It's
Thomas
like,
could totally play monk. Easy
oh, you
parcheesi.
could,
I
yeah,
could play
Easy
who?
parcheesi.
monk.
If I put like a crystal, like if Ben Balderson made you a crystal wrap, you could totally lean into like a like shaman type character where you were like,
I'll take your money if you want to pay
yeah,
it for
like
crystals that someone
Yeah,
just
and you
got
know
on
a
the ground.
lot
Yeah.
too. So,
Just do a lot of Confucius one-liners.
dude, you could so create your own cult if you wanted to.
we could have a
With
little
the
mini library.
with the knowledge you have.
We can have an occult
sure.
bookstore float
That's
tank.
actually the retirement plan, and just start a cult.
Smart. Wicked smart.
I have been
Well, it'll
thinking
end up
about.
having to be a church, but start as a cult, right? So we
It's
can
5 years a
tax exempt.
cult.
Yes.
So that's always why I started my podcast. It's 5 years a cult until you can be a church. And my goal is that when I baptize you, you become a church and you don't pay taxes either because it's against our religion.
And you get a planet, and you get a planet.
And when you get baptized in my church, I just have a cat. Like, I don't know what cat it will be at the time, but I hold it towards your forehead and I make it kiss you on the forehead.
This kind of sounds like Discordianism with the wandering priests, where this is a Robert Anton Wilson thing, I think, and where everyone was just a priest. Like I can make I announce all of you are popes now. Now you're all popes, and you can go and do anything a pope could do. And they would just go and do that at a live show, and everyone goes home that day, and they're all anointed, ordained priests, bishops, cardinals, popes.
That's what I do. And then once you were in my church and your thing was to be, how crypto people are like, you're a bank unto yourself. You should have your full ownership of your currency. You need to, this is what my religion would be. Like, you are the church unto yourself. Like, then that way you also get all the deals on the buildings. You get all the tax benefits of just going able to buy whatever because you're your own church. You can't go in another building. You can't go in another man's church again.
I feel like there's a negotiation process when a religion actually sits down with the IRS and you're like, all right, let's talk about this whole tax exempt thing. I think that there's probably it's almost like a divorce hearing where you go in and both sides know they're going to have to do a lot of give, or someone's going to get screwed out of the whole thing.
What are they tax exempt with a 501c? Because that probably just lays down the rules right there.
Right, but I mean, I really think that there's more about the backroom deals than anything that's actually on the paper. It's about all the things that aren't on the paper that really determine. I can't remember what was the Leah Ramey, the King of Hearts lady that left Scientology, and she had an HBO special, and she had like a book and a documentary and stuff. But she made like a really good point in that documentary about the real sign of a religion is the second that they can actually become seen as a religion by the IRS. That's really the only legal definition. Anything else, you can't really differentiate between a cult and a religion. But as soon as the government says, okay, you don't have to pay taxes in this certain way, that's about as official as you can ever get. And then you can take that precedent and spread it anywhere else in the world. And you can say, like, look, it's an established religion now.
And if the IRS doesn't like it, they come in and Waco your ass.
Well, and you definitely, Koresh was definitely not getting tax exempt anytime soon.
Yeah.
You have to get a gang big enough to harass the IRS back. Like, so you have to think of a way that you could befriend, like, the Outlaws or the Crips. Like, you pick some big other gang that doesn't mind being the muscle of your gang. And then you're like, you're going to be part of our church and you're going to harass the IRS until they give us. This is like the L. Ron Hubbard plan. But
or
I
the
don't.
Mormons.
Yeah.
Do you think the
Is that what the Mormons
IRS
did?
will last the way that things are going? Will it even be an entity anymore? And be
I think
something
so.
new?
I mean, it would be interesting to see something different, but I guess it's all we've ever known since 1913 or whatever. It's all we've ever really known. And not 1913. I think that they actually had a problem collecting taxes up until there was like wartime. Then all of a sudden it became a precedent. In fact, one of the earliest, I want to say it was a Disney cartoon where it was Donald Duck was telling you that you have to pay your taxes if you want to be a real American, and actually spiked people that were paying their taxes to the IRS. It wasn't necessarily voluntary, but so many people didn't do it. It was such a tiny fraction. The government was like, we can't go after 70% of the country. But then once it caught on, then all of a sudden they only had to go after a small minority. And then the IRS gets beefier and beefier because the amount of people that they're actually going up against keeps dwindling smaller and smaller, because everyone gets it in their mind, oh, if I don't do this, I'll go to prison. And now it's true. Now it is true that you will go to prison if you don't pay.
Wow. So, like, in my head, because, looking into the future in my head with all this crypto talk and, like, currency being different later on in the future, that's where they're headed. I don't think the IRS can, like, somehow be involved in that when it's all just fake. It's just like numbers on a computer. It's not going to be actual, like, real money. So,
I think that's how it's always been, though. It's been like that for the last 100 years. And
yeah.
now the only difference is that now there's other people running it and not the ones that have been running it
Yeah.
since the beginning.
Because they print money. This way, they're not printing money. It's just through devices. But technically, that's how we make transactions or have transactions happening through the same means. So I don't know. I just feel like they're not going to exist anymore. It's going to be something new, something different. Don't
Yeah.
know what it is yet.
Currency reset.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's crypto. I know that for a fact you can make lots of money in crypto,
Yeah.
and that there is a future for it, period. But I don't know if it's going to be the thing, because I always feel that crypto is always just one crash away from not being something, but also it's one compromise away. The second someone finds some quantum computer, they can all of a sudden mine a Bitcoin intentionally every time, which is hypothetically, it's not supposed to be able to be possible, but we don't know what the next 10, 20, 50 years is. And the second that you base your whole financial system on something that could be compromised by just like a really smart algorithm, then we're really nowhere better than we're at this exact moment, which is not in a great spot to begin with.
Mm.
I think the way that they're figuring out, like even the gold backs in South Dakota, and every state's coming out with their own version of that, and different coinage being properties, nickel, silver, and all that. I kind of, if there is any kind of breath from the Fed, I think if there is crypto that shoots up, that will shoot up equally. Like they're gonna, like if you look at silver by the ounce, I think it's down now. It's maybe at 59, I think, maybe an ounce. I have no idea, but it was up at like 64 and then like kind of balanced out. But it ran like, it grabbed like $7 in like 2 days. It was pretty great for silver. That's been, they just kept it at the same price for like however many years. But I do think that the quickest way to move things will be crypto, but I don't know. I think each state's going to have its own currency.
Sovereign
But what will the
states.
currency be? That's what I want to know. Is it time? Is it
I don't
your
hate
lifeline?
I have to say, I do not hate fiat currency. I hate the fractional reserve banking aspect of fiat currency, and that could be stomped out if there were. Maybe it's so far out of control now that it can't be, but it could have been stomped out at some point. But fiat currency in general, I think it's like the convenience of it and what it represents is just if I held up $100 bill, it's basically saying like, here's something that I'm willing to work 2 or 3 hours for. Like I'll take 3 hours of my time that's in my hand right now, and I'll trade it for that thing. And that's kind of all it really represents.
Yeah,
So if you got a big shoebox full of hundreds, then you're like saying, okay, here's a month's worth of my time that whatever I do with a job, or like 2 or 3 weeks worth of my time, and like now I'm willing to trade it for this. Any other equivalent version of that, there's so many other steps where if you're like, if I want to be in Agorist, where it's like I'm gonna trade in shoes. Well, now you got to find someone that wants your shoes, and then you got to like haggle with them, and it's not really worth, like, you lose some of your time in that little haggling process. So I love the convenience of it, but I feel like it's just so easy to be manipulated. Like I don't want to carry around silver and gold and then like because there's so many. The Templars figured this out pretty early on. It's so easy to get robbed for all that too. Like if you have a legit fiat currency system, you can even make sure that if someone got robbed, that you can flag all of that and just not pay it out and give it to someone else, which is another thing that crypto definitely has no solution for. If you get robbed, or if you just get dementia, if you just like have a house fire,
Lose your
money
wallet,
gone. And that's technically not the case with fiat currency. It's not like if you had $1 million in your house and your house burned down, no one here is going to get a bank or the government to step in. But if you had friends in places, they could just like whip up another $1 million for you and give it to you, no problem. So it has the potential to solve so many problems, but because it's being controlled by people for like the actual use of manipulation, then we don't get the benefit part. We get all of like the crappy parts of it.
Yeah.
Crap.
I feel like gold and silver would have the same. I mean, like walking around with a few grand cash on you, and silver and like, or you can get a 50 bones. Like, I don't know. I feel like digitally, people shanked left and right. I feel like more people are getting robbed digitally by way more money than they'd ever carry on the streets ever.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like when people say self custody with their stuff, I'm like, these people are not responsible enough for that. Just even the things that you guys said, I'm like, you could
Well,
just click a wrong link or
I
miss
mean,
one word of your key.
think about these people on Facebook and how, you know, they have 50 Facebooks because they can't remember their
Right.
password.
And whenever I think about that, because I know like family members, you know, lots and lots of people that are like that. They've got
I
50
use the
accounts
same
because they keep
password
forgetting.
for everything.
Whenever someone brings up the whole, well, you know, real estate's going to be on the blockchain, I just think about, you know, my aunt that had to reset her account 20 times. What happens
Mhm.
when she like loses her like blockchain password for her literal house? Does that just mean like her house is gone? She gets locked out of her house forever? And I think that's kind of how that would work.
It happened to me. My mom, for her ETH, for one of the accounts that we had, it was on her email, but she lost her phone, whatever. She forgot the password of her email, and we try to get into her email because that's the only way we can get the password to the Coinbase account. And we're trying to reset it, and nothing, block after block after block. Like we thought of everything, old passwords, like connected emails that we sent back and forth. No way to get that fucking password. And we're stuck. And there were some other coins in there, but the ETH, that's killing me, man.
There was this guy that I don't know how much he spent, but he spent about 6 years searching through garbage site for a hard drive that got thrown out that he knew had, I guess at this point it would be like a billion, or when it was at its height, it was like $1 billion worth of crypto on it, of Bitcoin. And he just figured out, well, like, hell, if I spend $100,000 trying to find this, I could potentially make $1 billion out of it. So he spends all this time. I think they just recently gave up this year.
Damn.
That's going to be the new treasure hunt, right? No, people aren't going to go hunting and like going through the ocean and looking for, you know, pirate treasure. They're just going to be searching dumps and looking for like old USB drives and trying to
Yeah.
Well,
see if they can find
doesn't it kind
crypto.
of seem like the entirety of the fear they gave us of hackers? Hackers are almost like vampires. It seems like your granny has to click a link or they can't get into her computer at all. Like, so it makes you feel like the whole Guccifer thing. It's like no one ever hacked any of these Epstein files. No one ever hacked any of this shit. Like, where are all these hackers?
You
And
say
so
Epstein never clicked on one of those weird, like kinky links? I'm sure
yeah,
he
but
clicked on all of
that's the
them.
only way that anything ever gets hacked. And so it just feels like part of the hacking thing. You're going to get your shit stolen. You're going to get because that's how they have to like get it all inside you and get you to eye scan your bullshit. Like it used to just be like you'd go to the bank and be like, yep, the signatures match. Thomas, how much money would you like today? Like, how far have we come? Is your money safer now than it was 100 years ago? I don't think it is.
See,
So,
and again, just since we're all feds here to show for the system a little bit, all of those things, it's not like the bank invented all of this. The bank has it because this banking system's been around for, you know, thousands of years at this point, the modern version of it. So when you go into a bank, everything's on camera, everything's recorded, people have to sign in and sign out. Like there's a like a protocol, and I'm not even going to talk about FDIC insurance because that's kind of BS, but like just the fact that they got protocol means that if you were to get robbed, if someone were to scam you and stole your password or stole your ID and went into a bank and took the money out, you can still be compensated for that as long as it doesn't happen to everyone on the same day all across the country, because then all of the insurance falls through, right? But it offers these protections not because of banking is good, but because banking had to adapt and it had to offer these extra incentives in order for people to even want to use them in the first place. And the reason that they have all these things is not because they're doing it for your convenience. It's because like otherwise you wouldn't use them at all. And I think we've turned that corner a little bit. It is becoming now you have to have one. Like you can't not have a bank account at this point. If you try to live your entire life off just cash, it would be an incredibly difficult life, which wasn't necessarily the case even 20 years ago.
It would be. I know people that have gotten debanked, and it is like it's a starvation technique to debank people, like for political shit. That it would be even crazier, but that is the world that we actually live in. Where I don't know, all of it seems a little scary to me, but I'm a fiat currency girl too. I like gold and silver. I like the ease of digital currency, but I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm putting my money in Labubu's.
I'm at a place where I'm just like, I know something grand is going to happen to all of us, each and every single one of us. So I'm having faith in that. And then once it happens, you know, we just fucking podcast and travel, baby.
Yeah, that seems fun.
It
That
will.
seems fun.
It'll happen. Dude, you know how many people are fucking making money off of TikTok? Just selling shit?
All feds.
Yeah, but no. I know some people that make 30 grand a fucking month just, you know, selling shit.
Oh, feds.
I'll sell some absolute shit.
Yeah. I mean, once you get a following up to like 100K, I would say, if you could reach that number and you're on TikTok with that number and you're just like, hey, I got this thing in the mail, and they give you free shit. Hey, try this and make a video. Make 3 videos. I'll pay you 10 grand. Okay, no problem. Boom. Posted 3 videos, 10 grand. You need a manager.
I say you do it.
I don't know yet. I'm at 6K, 6K followers, but so shadow banned on TikTok, it's not even funny.
You know,
no more.
I get a notice once a month from TikTok that reminds me that I'm banned until like 2093 or some insane number, but I can still post. Like I can still use my account and everything, but like nonstop. They always send me this notification reminder: you are banned until 2039 or 2093.
I don't even try. I just go on TikTok occasionally to be able to watch my friends, but I haven't tried to post on there or do anything.
TikTok's where I dump all of my just weird AI stuff. Like 100%
Yeah, and
of it
eventually
goes to TikTok.
Eventually, the magic will happen. Just keep, working at it, and then boom, you're just gonna go viral because of your videos. It's weird how people are going viral. It's blowing my mind for the stupidest, craziest shit, and I love it.
I know. I wonder how much of it is real.
That's a good question.
It's like the same as I feel like every single one of the influencers right now in politics podcast are all people that went viral at some point.
Yeah. How and why? Why did the algorithm choose them?
For sure, because it's the same concept of if you want to be a musician right now, then you got to go to the label and say, look, here's my audience of 800,000 people or 1 million people. Like I come with my audience built in, and that's the same thing that you've got for pundits now. Now pundits are going to a network and saying, look, I got a built-in audience. You just give me a show on your platform and they'll just come and they'll watch your sponsors' ads. But they also know that if they leave that platform, then all those people leave that time slot too. But that's kind of the new world, because it used to be you would be a no name and then all of a sudden you get your following from being popular and getting signed by a label or getting hired by a network, and now it's the complete opposite. And you gotta Diddy's gotta bang you too.
I think Jake Paul was like a YouTube celebrity before he was a Disney kid.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he's one of the few people that was like famous on another thing and then got a Disney show. Which made me realize like they were Disney kids all along. And you see like Logan Paul and WWE and the reality shows, and
because I remember back when they were on YouTube, my kids were like, please buy me the Logan Paul and like the Jake Paul merch. Like they always wanted that shit.
Well, he mentioned P. Diddy. Do you know the baby oil bullshit that they were talking about? Do you know what it was laced with?
G.
GHB.
Yeah. You called that, Chaney.
Day one, I called it.
Yeah, you
Day
fucking
one, I
called
called it.
that.
Day one, I called
When
it.
I heard it come out of their fucking mouth, I was like, Chaney, you fucking witch. I love it.
I called that shit day one because they're not. No one's picking up baby oil. No
Yeah.
one gives a shit about it. And the way that men, like ladies, the date rape drug when we were all growing up, G. And it was salty as fuck. And then guys go in like a whole different place than ladies. Like it's two totally different experiences.
Can it absorb through your skin?
Yes,
Yeah.
and he would have them rub
Transdermal.
so much G on these guys.
I mean,
would have,
pass
like-
out. Get butt fucked.
Yeah. Wake up
G-spot.
sore.
Oh my fucking god.
After the
yo.
first time, though, I feel like you would know. And there's a lot of them are like now retrospect, right? 30 years is like, man, yeah, there was all sorts of assault going on, and I was abused, but I feel like after the very first night when you got up, you started walking funny. You were like, all right, I'm never coming back to one of these parties again.
Or they'll just act like nothing ever happened
Well,
because
because you want to stay in the clique, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
so
that's
they'll
that one
act.
of the producer guys when he's telling his story. He's like, "Oh, and then I like would wake up sore, and then sometimes I didn't know what happened, and sometimes I felt like I was being drugged, and then it's like circled a month later." And then Diddy started to contact me after he didn't pay me, and I was mad, so I didn't ever pick up the phone. And it's like, this story's coming out after you didn't get paid for something. Like, this feels like a different story. Like, when people are disgruntled workers and they'll just jump onto whatever, I'm like, huh, no wonder this case is so weird.
Well, what's weird, tying Britney Spears back into all of this again. The other day she posted, it looked like ballet slippers. I don't know if
But
you saw
they're
that. But
boxing gloves,
they're
right?
boxing gloves. Yeah, they're boxing gloves. And then she's talking about, fucking unbelievable. Oh my God. God bless. Congratulations on your baby girl. And she tags Rihanna. But Rihanna had her baby back in September. It's September 13th. And September 13th was the day of the VMAs when Britney was allegedly like GHB'd by and coming in from a Diddy party and bombed the VMA performance.
Huh.
Kind of weird.
She came directly from a Diddy party.
Yeah. Like the night
Diddy,
before.
what a scoundrel. Like, oh God. He's just
And everybody's
disgusting. Like,
"Oh, she's
vile,
crazy."
bro.
Well, no, she was freaking.
She was still out of it on G.
She was still out of it. Yeah.
Disgusting. And he killed Biggie for sure.
Well,
He
Riri's
was-
definitely one of them girls.
Yeah, he was behind that. Mm-mm.
Chris Brown and everything else. Riri definitely went through that whole scene. And I think Nicki Minaj keeps talking about Jay-Z. I don't know. I think it's still going to be interesting. I won't be surprised. Like, even little things they dropped in this, like every part of the house was cameraed and microphoned. Every part. That's just Epstein Island. I feel like it's like soft everybody for like what's to come. Like Layla
Yeah.
was saying, we're all in this movie right now, and it's like they never show you something in the first act that they're not going to use by the third. It's like a rule of the movies. That's what I feel like we're in. It's like we're in the third act right now where they showed us all this shit in the first act. None of us should be surprised that this is what's happening. But it feels like it's all like they're trying to tie something up into a bow that will end with Project Bluebeam.
Dude, we were saying all this shit in 2020, bro. Like during the lockdowns and, you know, fucking, what's her name? Ellen DeGeneres, P. Diddy, the fucking, what's his name? With the weird shoe stuff and fucking, yeah, it's just weird, man. Just weird, all of it. We were talking about it and I don't know. I just feel like there's so much distraction. It's like we're missing something here. Like there's so much drama. And I feel like what's really going on, you know? Like there's something else going on. I just don't know what it is, like at all.
I think the Diddy thing seems, even though he got off, pun not intended, but even though he only got charged, I think, for traveling over state lines for prostitution. That was it. Out of all the different things that came after him, I
Yeah.
think that it kind of like sends a signal to everyone doing his level of stuff. It's like, hey, just a reminder, everyone, you still got a free pass as long as you don't get caught, or even if you do get caught, even if everyone comes out of the woodwork and it's like, yeah, it's been doing this for 30 years. It's like, we'll just pop you on something that you'll be in and you'll be right back out. And that's why I was asking before about the guys that got caught doing the horrible circumcisions. I'm like, are they going to get more or less time than Diddy? Are they going to get more or less time than like Ghislaine before she got to go to like the equestrian prison?
Are we going to see Ghislaine? Are we going to see Clinton? Are we going to see Obama, Biden's? Are we going to see all these politicians who are involved in all this bullshit for the past, I don't know how many years that we've seen them on TV, all these fucking
I don't think
actors?
a president, never. I don't think we'll ever see. Maybe I'm proven wrong, but I don't think in our lifetimes we will ever see a president go to jail, because being a president is like having a second anointing where we're saying like you are free of all guilt. Even if you get taken out like Nixon, he didn't go to jail over it. He was just like quote unquote disgraced, but he still got to be
Wonderful.
freaking Nixon for the rest of his
Until
life.
88022, which is like August 8th, 2022, which is also Trump's little number that you dial. If you dial 88022 on your phone, it'll be like, thanks for supporting Donald Trump. But that's the day that his Mar-a-Lago got raided. And once that happened, and then he had his mugshot, and I think that's why his mugshot's actually the picture that is in the White House as his presidential picture for like this term, is because now it is possible for every president to get arrested. Like, I totally agree before, it's not in the character, it can't happen on this script. The presidents don't get arrested, but now they do. And so it's just like, is Trump the first?
Well, he's not serving any prison time. He's the president again. So I guess we'll see after this is over.
I would love to see them get arrested and Gitmo and off with their heads.
Who would do it? Yeah, the only people that would be in favor of that, because
us.
if
We the
but I mean,
people.
we don't really have, like, we would have to demand that our senators and our congressmen do all of that. And then if they're hearing this and they're looking at the president, I guarantee you every single one of them in that room is like, man, I've done something as bad as like this guy did. Like, I don't want to start calling for
Yeah,
heads.
they're not going to give
He
each
come
other
after my
up.
next. And I think that's how the whole system has to work, is that everyone has to be an equal amount of dirty. Everyone has to have like blown Diddy at some point, so that you don't, like, I can't have dirt on you because you've got the same dirt on me. I think it has to operate at that kind of level. And then if you get a goody two shoes that makes their way in, they either get kicked out, they got like cold shouldered out, or they get murked out, or
Tapping their ass.
so like something's happened, or they're getting GHB coated all over their body and they wake up and they can't walk straight.
They wake up and they have pneumonia like Brittany Murphy or Kim Porter.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Brittany Murphy, bro. She had some evidence of something.
Oh, it probably happened to her.
Yeah.
The same shit probably happened to her. Ashton Kutcher is a creeper. And he's totally like, he married the girl he groomed.
Mila Kunis.
Yeah, like.
And isn't he involved with this like online catching a predator bullshit?
I think he has some weird kind of thing he sat in front of Congress for.
Well, no, for real. Like, he was on a podcast recently talking to, I forgot who it was, and they were trying to like create like sympathy for predators who were preyed upon from a young age, and try to create like sympathy for these scoundrels who are like raping and torturing little kids, because he sympathizes with them, because it's not their fault. Like, they were groomed to be this way, but like still grooming and like learning eventually like what you're doing is not right. Like, I'm pretty sure every human has that capability, but they were talking about many things on this podcast, and it was just like, No, we're not going to have any sympathy for these fucking creepers. Like, I'm sorry. And that Pragu University guy, Prager, I think it was him too, tried to like create sympathy for people who would be in favor of creating AI child porn. Because it's not the same as real, but like, oh, I could get down with that. You know, it's just AI, so it's not real. But the act exists. Like people do that. So they're trying to push for that slowly but surely. And I think no, off with their dicks.
It's weird, but I think that's the other reason that they're giving us all like, here's Sora and here's Kling and here's this stuff and play with it, flood the internet with it. And then every so often, like the news is like, silly us, that wasn't real. And then every so often, big time politician or someone we all considered smart and they're like, oopsie, I didn't know that was real. But it's really because there is real video out there, whether it's Diddy Freak-Offs or Epstein Island or Peter Nygaard's house or Virgin Airlines parties or just like Hugh Hefner old school stuff or like snuff films from who knows when. All these mofos are all on film and they're going to be like, oh, that's all fake.
Mm-hmm. It's all AI.
It's all AI.
It always has been.
Or I was a victim. And I didn't know
the other
better.
part of it is that making us feel like, oh, it was around 2019 to 2025. That's when AI got believable. There's someone out there that's like, thank God they're not looking back to like 1994 when it was really all AI.
And this is like little, like in Hollywood, they're like, Jurassic Park is the most expensive movie that it's ever taken to make ever. The amount of tedious work that CGI costs, this stuff is unbelievable. The humans will never be able to afford it. When in actuality, stuff that is not real is so much easier to create by AI because we have nothing to compare it to than circle to 25 years later when we're all watching Game of Thrones and they can only give us one shot of Jon Snow with his dog occasionally because doing a huge dog is really hard because we have the uncanny valley to know what that looks like. And now circle to, you could just make something on Kling of a dog doing the Macarena and I could not tell the difference.
Yeah, it goes right over the uncanny valley thing. Yeah,
yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my dog doing the Macarena.
It's funny, like also how religion talk, well, specifically Islam, talking about how your dead will come back to life. That's what's happening. Like I'm seeing videos of these people, so-called time travelers, going back into time and look, I'm next to Solomon. Look, I'm next to blah, blah, blah. And like, oh, really? Are you now? But then I'm like in my head, look, these dead people are technically alive in the sense of like we can see this like animation of their existence, you know? It's that same idea. Like turning old picture, like when I took my brother's picture that passed away and I had AI make it come alive and I was like, oh my God, I can't look at this. Like it just brings that person to life for a moment and it's just like it hits you, you know? But
also it brings them to life even when you watch those ones of like celebrities, but somewhere it's not them.
Yeah.
It's like an essence of them. It's like the pluribus where it's like, yeah,
multiverse
they didn't all die. They're
version.
there. Yeah. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be laws made with what you can and cannot do of somebody else's. But that's all. If you ask an AI to do something and it's like, I can't do that, I'm not allowed to do that, you could say, you just make it look close. Do a likeness of the person. And AI is like, I got you. Like it's a perfect workaround.
I'm starting to like Grok more than ChatGPT.
I'm not a huge Grok fan.
I'm moving to Perplexity because it's like Perplexity Pro is it's free for the year if you have Venmo or PayPal for an entire year. So and it uses like, so you can use OpenAI, you can choose any of the Chat GPT models or the Claude models. There's several
It's
different.
like, bitch,
I
I
use
will know
Claude.
exactly how you spend your money.
Sora is actually fun.
What'd you
I
say
like
about
Sora.
Sora's great. Sora,
Yeah.
Suno. So so there was a big shakeup in the audio AI world like last month, and that's because the big one right now is Suno, and there was another one called Udio. They all have these like four-letter names, and Udio was basically the same exact premise. You can go on, you make your own little AI music, you put lyrics in, you could download it and do whatever you want with it. But they got sold, I want to say to UMG, Universal Music Group, and now you can't download anymore. And what they're going into a model where their library is going to be exclusively trained on Universal Music Group artists. And if you generate any music, the music is also owned by Universal Music Group,
Oh
but you can
my
make it
god.
sound as close as you want to all of their artists. And now Suno is doing something very similar that in 2026 in January, they're going to switch their model. So instead of something that's been trained on all different forms of music, it's only going to be trained on the catalog that is associated with the company that they just got merged with or acquired by. So now that the future of the audio is going to show you how the future of the video is probably going to go, where now there's going to be a Netflix AI or a Netflix Sora, and it's like you can only generate things that are on Netflix or a Sony one or a Disney one, and that's a way that they'll do these little walled gardens. So you can't do Donald Trump inside a Disney movie anymore because it's only going to be Disney characters in the Disney movies.
That's not. And what you said about the music thing, you know what came into my head? I think I probably should buy every instrument that exists just to have it. Like, just have my own instruments and they can't like take my music from me. Like, I will create my own music in my way. That's why everything's not going to, you're not going to be able to own anything. They're so right. Not even your own music.
This I did think was interesting is Britney with the Kardashians, because this is a woman who we known has been under conservatorship, and this is a family we know that literally just takes people under conservatorship. So now they're like, oh, Britney's going through a hard time, and the Kardashians are coming to save her, and it's like, oof, run, girl, the coven is coming.
And she wants to become a lawyer and take the bar. She just. Why, bitch? What are you involved in? What do you need to know the law for?
She'll be a president.
Oh, God forbid.
She'll run for politics. That's the opening of the reality star into it's Donald Trump, but he wasn't the first, but he just put the magnifying glass on the popularity contest politics really was. And you know how like president of a high school will come and be like, I'm going to put just diamonds in all the snack machines, and we're going to only have class until 8 a.m. every day, and then it's going to be a party. And they don't have any power to do any of that. But the American people, the more and more they put the popular person in front, the more and more it'll become more and more polarizing, because then it'll be like reverse Kim K 2032. But
I
then
hope I'm dead if that happens.
Yeah, they're going to give legitimacy to it at first, where it's like, oh, remember when Kim K was younger, when she got her law degree? And then she'll do a couple more things, like where she'll stand in front of Congress and she'll run for something local. Like, look at right now, Haley Berry came out and she's like, Gavin Newsom doesn't care about women. Because now the Democratic Party's like, oh, shit, nobody likes Gavin Newsom. What are we going to do? We thought he was going to be our great white hope. Let's lean hard into the girl thing and make girls hate him too. Because they're the bigger voters in California, we'll just go hard here. So even that, the people of California hate Gavin Newsom so much, they would vote in a Kim K. That's how Arnold got there.
Yeah.
Maybe this might be shallow or even misogynistic. You guys can be the judge. But I would 100% vote for a woman president. But the only requirement I think I have is that she can't have gotten into her position by sleeping with someone that was more famous or more powerful than her. That can't be the catalyst. And that's been the catalyst for Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, Kim K. The only one I think that doesn't fit that mold that people were saying should be president is maybe Oprah. Even Michelle Obama. Like, what did she do? She was the wife of a president. But Oprah is the only one that legitimately seems like she was a self-made ex-crackhead. That like I would
Yeah,
vote
like
for
that's her
Oprah more than
script.
anyone else has come up for election in
The
terms
only
of like
thing I'll
women running for
say,
president.
in a Black Widow way, I would argue that Kim K is more famous than every single person she's ever been with.
Yeah.
Now,
And
but
I think,
maybe not
yeah, I
originally.
think in a Black Widow way, she devoured each of them and became more famous them as she, like, I know people are like, yee, but I don't think people conceptualize how big the Kardashian dynasty really is.
Yeah.
Maybe
The whole world.
I guess I feel that if that's your approach to obtaining power, then you're a globalist by nature because
Then you
you
have a
get into a
globalist
room
puss.
with, an Afghani, like relations, and you're just like, oh, I guess I got to blow him. And I don't know if that's where I want my president headed.
Yeah, but who's to say that men are not doing this slutty shit? Like,
yeah, well, I guess
come on, like,
Diddy is
because of
Diddy
the
is showing that
internet
is how it works at the top
and
level.
like women being free and like the internet and all this knowledge coming out, all the secrets of what men have been doing behind closed doors and in private and in their gentlemen's clubs is all coming out to light. And they're either fucking pedophiles, fuck animals, fuck dolphins, fuck squid, fuck fish.
It was
I
the
mean, they're
lady
just
that was
fucking
banging the
everything.
dolphins, though.
Like 2 girls, 1 cup. Like, we didn't know that was a thing until we all saw it. And we're like, holy motherfucking shit. There's a whole nother world out there. And majority is, I'm sorry to say, yeah, they have fucked up women too, but the majority is like men. I'm just like, yo. Nasty. Just
I know, so
saying.
William says,
John C. Lilly fucked the, what, right? Didn't you fuck, you said, a dolphin?
No, it was the girl that would kind of jerk off the dolphin so they could get back to work.
The girl? Yeah,
Yeah,
you
but
see, even
then
bitches.
Yeah, it
too,
was one of
see?
his like assistants or interns or whatever.
the girl and the dolphin fall in love. And then at some point they kind of stop the entire study. And when they tell the girl that they're going to stop the study, doesn't the dolphin kill itself?
Yeah, they could like sense that the study was starting to wind down.
And they were like,
That's sad.
and somebody wrote that I'm sure Oprah signed the contract. Oh, yeah. Like, we weren't sticking up for Oprah over here. Thomas was just saying she's like the only person with the script that the CIA gave, that she is the only chick that didn't fuck her way to the top as far as everybody else. Like, yeah, she's like probably like the queen of the coven.
And
Like,
she
she's
didn't
like,
actually run. Out of all the people that have actually run, I don't think any of them seem to have like just individual merit. And I mean, I'm not saying that maybe you have to. Maybe in the current state that the world's in, you would have to in order to even get in that position. So it's like an unfair metric. But I'm just pointing out that she was like the one that I guess people had suggested. But it's not like she ran.
yeah, she had the.
Isn't that where Donald Trump announced that he was thinking about being a president, like way back in the day? Not before he ran, but just like
He was pretty much like, if the United States doesn't get its shit together, they're gonna force me to run. That's like pretty much.
But I think that was an Oprah show. Maybe not.
I think so too. Or it's definitely one of the places he alluded to it. But yeah, Oprah definitely has a trafficking school in Africa. And then when lockdowns happened in Palm Beach, there was the very quickly debunked rumor that her Palm Beach mansion was getting drudged up because it had an underground on the beach side, and they had the whole area shut off. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember,
I don't remember that at all. No.
Let's see if I can find the debunk of it.
While you find that, do you know there's this Sims player who's very popular? She's like, do you know how I turned my little hut into this huge mansion? Well, here's what I did. I created a basement, right? And I made these rooms. And I took a bunch of the Sims friends that I had and I locked them up in the Sims room and I made them paint portraits. And they got so good at painting their portraits that they would sell for thousands of dollars. So she would feed them when they were hungry only. They would bathe when they needed to be bathed, and they would stay in that fucking basement making paintings for the Sims creator. I was
In
blown
the game, she's
in the
making money,
game.
or in the
In the
real
You
world,
know
game.
she's
how
making money?
you know
In
how
the
you can
game.
make your Sims character play the guitar, and they can get so good at guitar
Yeah.
they can go make a bunch of money being a rock star.
I didn't
You
know
can-
that. No.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you make them
Yeah.
paint at the easel,
It's
they'll
really
become
fun.
they can all of a sudden paint masterpieces. Every so often, their paintings, like the longer they paint and the higher stars they get, the better
Yeah.
chances they have at painting a masterpiece, and that'll sell for tons of money. It'll just disappear off their easel and sell. So,
So she has a main character. She has all the other characters locked up downstairs, literally just painting. So she's trafficked her own fucking Sims characters in the fucking basement as she built her fucking empire. And
Can I
she
tell
has
you about this girl though? All of the painters in the basement that are locked away are her exes. She designs them to look like her
yeah,
exes.
that's right. That's right. That's right. It's so
This came
wild.
across my algorithm.
Well, and if it's
too.
the same girl, she said like she had her sim marry some guy and didn't realize like every month like she was losing money and she should have been getting money from him. Well, he had back child support. So she was like, "What the fuck? Like I married a guy on Sims and he had back child support. Like this motherfucker didn't tell me." She locked him up in the basement, and she
I would
just
have
like,
never thought of doing that though.
"Oh my god, it's so funny." She just like kept him locked up down there and freaking until he died, and then she's like, which was a mistake because then he was a ghost and his ass was haunting me. I had to freaking have an exorcist come and exorcise him.
It's so
My-
wild. I
My
want to start
girlfriend used to
playing
play that
again.
game, and the first time that I saw her play it, like it was also like you can just do whatever you want, and like she would move into a house somewhere, like totally single, and then go into other people's houses, and there'd be like a happy family, and she would just like seduce the husband and get him to like leave his family and then move into her house, and then they would like go through a divorce and like kick out the old family, then she'd move into his house and divorce him, and then like that was the way to play the game, was to basically break up every single Sims family in the neighborhood and take all
Because
the
you get
houses.
half the money and then the house. The other
Here's-
people will just sit there and cry. The ones that they aren't with
Right.
anymore will just come in the lawn
Right.
occasionally
Yeah,
and
exactly what
cry.
happened. Yeah.
Do you think if you made like a replica of you and your situation in the game, exact replica of like how you're living your life and the way you dress and the people you know, and you start naming everybody with like an actual reality, do you think you could somehow, me getting woo woo here, do you think you can somehow alter your actual reality by playing that game if you're mimicking your actual reality to somehow change the outcome of your future?
It'd be kind of like meme magic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, don't you think that would be a possibility
Like
if
a
we are
little
the
mini
receivers
LARP.
and the perceivers of this realm?
Isn't that just kind of what like practice is? If you're into sports and you like play a scrimmage game, you're just kind of like doing a simulated version of the real thing, so that when the real thing comes up, you're better at it.
Well, I don't know. I feel like, because I think about it deep, like connecting to the Ethernet and the sigils within the systems that we use and our intention and the way how our biofield takes things in and lets things out and recycles the, the torus field idea. So that's what our reality is. It's like we take the light and take it in and like put it back out. So it's almost like we're reflecting. So I think of it in like a deep, like magical way, if it's a possibility.
I mean, you could do your whole entire house and you could make it dress like you every day, and you could make it get up and go to a job that's just like your job. It would just, then I guess you could change something little in it and then wait until that little thing changes. I mean, there would be no difference than if you took like chess pieces and put each of them, and they were each people at your job, or each, this is traffic and this is money, and whatever you give power to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really wonder that. If this is a simulation,
But then it just seems like you could just do it. Like whatever thing you're going to do
Yeah,
you could just do that in real life.
that's true.
Like there's no playing it out on The Sims doesn't give you a bunch of different outcomes.
Well, I think that's part of it too, like the whole planned programming or predictive programming stuff in movies. But also the other part of it is that if you play a game or if you watch a movie, then you can like vicariously live through that character and they're a musician or they're like a race car driver, and there's a significant amount of people, more than zero, that'll walk out of a movie, and even if they don't say it in these terms, it's like, well, I never have to drive a race car now. I kind of know what that feels like. That's kind of cool, right? But like if you go through enough of those simulated experiences where someone else does this thing, you're kind of being like reality cucked by all these different actors and all these different video games. Because then you think like, oh, I kind of know what skydiving's like. I kind of know what shooting a person's like. I kind of know what riding a skateboard's like. But really, you don't know what any of those things are like. But you've kind of satisfied this weird version of it.
I do think I could land a plane and take one off and fly one, but
Well,
usually,
I mean,
nope.
that's how you would actually do it. Is that they don't just give you a plane and be like, all right, let's see if you can do it. You have to do it in a video game for a certain number of hours,
Yeah,
and then you just go into the real thing.
that's kind of Cars too. There are a couple of things in life that you can learn that way. You can't do rock band guitar, but rock band drums. They can teach you a little how to keep a beat.
What was
I like
I
rock band
getting
drums.
into a little bit, like
Other than
researching?
it was like the tapping sound if you weren't playing them.
Just the tapping sound. If you
Oh
didn't
God,
even
it's
hear it in
horrible.
your ears, you
Yeah.
just like the tapping sound.
I mean,
No,
the
I hated
next
that part.
iteration of Rock Band Guitar, though, or what is it, Guitar Hero? That
Guitar
could
Hero's
totally be
fun.
because, like, we've got gloves now and VR helmets. You could just have a glove that would know exactly where your hand's at and how you're holding the frets. So, I think legitimately there will be a version of Guitar Hero where you play a real like an actual air guitar, but you have to go through the same motions as if you had a guitar in your hands.
When that happens, kids, there'll all of a sudden be a 12-year-old that they're like, and how quickly it will happen. Probably with like there'll be this like AR music phase. And this is one of the reasons they probably killed Michael Jackson, because he would have owned over 51% of the Sony music catalog, especially if they're doing all this with AI, how much music that would have been. But in that way, if they actually simulate it right, so quickly, the best guitar players in the world are going to come up. The best horn players in the world are going to come up. Like the computer and simulating an instrument that maybe not everyone in the world could afford, but putting your hands over this light, everyone can afford it. Like, I don't know. I think there could be a renaissance that comes after, and then kids, because of AI, will know how to compose in a way that humanity hasn't for a very long time, because they've been sitting in their basements putting songs together, since forever. So I actually think it's going to be interesting, but I do think all the technique of being amazing will still be there.
I was getting into this bicarial mind theory, which is,
Bicameral mind theory, yeah.
oh my God, it's just so crazy. So this idea comes from Julian James, I believe. And he talked about like how ancient humans back in like 3,000 years ago, with the Odyssey, not the Odyssey, like the Iliad, and like how they thought with two different parts of their mind. One was like the voice, and one was, I forgot the other term for the other side. So if you're like reading the Iliad, they didn't do things until they heard the voice tell them to do the thing. Like let's say I'm I don't know, Medusa. I, Medusa, was waiting for the sign of Zeus to yada, 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 and to tell me that I needed to. Ba-da-da-da-da. So it's like they needed the voice of a whatever it was to do the thing. Like they had, maybe he can explain it better than I can, but it's just,
It's a theory that's not
yeah,
it's not even necessarily a
true.
predominant one, but that like ancient peoples, like their actual consciousness work differently. And like right now that I think that his impression when he was writing about bicameral mind theory is that we're now more integrated and like we're like another level up in terms of consciousness, like higher than the ancient world. I don't know if I 100% agree with this one, but I do think it's really fascinating. And there was in the 90s and the early 2000s when there was a few different like feral child movies that kept coming out, but even old school like Romulus and Remus of Rome, right? Those are like feral children. The idea was that if you were raised by actual animals, that your brain would stay in that bicameral phase so that
Yeah.
you would never actually become and have that same spark of human consciousness if you were raised by wolves after a certain amount of time, that you'd be stuck inside this animalistic state.
Yeah, it was like a different type of consciousness. They believed, like, I mean, it's pretty much like prophecy, like God's talking to you, spirits talking to you, like the mages and the seers. Like, it's just odd to think that people used to think that way or have a consciousness that way, but
Well,
apparently
and
it's
then
a
they had
theory.
somebody had to figure out that there's something called consciousness, and then teach other people about it, and that was what changed everyone's minds, was being educated about it. So I don't know if I 100% agree with how that all worked, because I also think that maybe like you don't even have to earn it. You don't have to sit down and learn it. You're just given it, and you have to do something with it.
I think we all have that capability. Like for me, it's like Williams said it, it's like intuition. Like I have my thoughts, like I know what my thoughts sound like, but then I have the deep questions of like a voice that speaks to me. And it's not like I'm schizophrenic or something. I'm hearing all these voices. It's like, you know, you sit within yourself and you're like in that meditative state and you let all your, oh, what am I doing? Or why, like instead of questioning yourself, you'll have like things come up in your mind that you never in a million years were even trying to think, but it's just a thought that pops into your head. And it's like a really deep, like, what are you kind of question.
It's
Like,
funny that you mentioned schizophrenia, or like being schizophrenic, because this is
uh
another like interesting topic that's come up on a few different talks I've had with like doctors and therapists about schizophrenia. But one of them mentioned that whenever you hear about schizophrenia, whenever you hear about someone that has voices in their head, it's the voices are always saying negative stuff, or they're telling you to do bad things. And now I'm starting to wonder more and more, is there a positive version of that? Is there anyone out there that has like like affirmative, voices in their head constantly, that are just telling you like, yeah, you're awesome? And I don't mean like a manic depressive person in their mania. Like if you were just constantly hearing good voices, it's not like you go to the doctor about that. You're just like, all right, this is great. I've got like great
honestly,
ideas and great voices chiming in all the time. So it's just interesting how schizophrenia, it's always bad voices saying negative and bad things. Is there even a
yeah,
good version of it?
I think there probably is because I guess maybe it has all depends on trauma, if you've gone through any, if you've lived like a really good life, you know, and it's
I think
very
everyone
rare
has to go through
probably.
trauma though, right? Everyone gets pushed out of a womb and spanked by a doctor. So everyone's got at
That's
least one.
true. That's true. I don't know. That's a really great question. Because
Because
for
what would you
me,
even call it? It's not like you would go to a doctor and, "Oh, doctor, we need to fix this. I've got these positive thoughts that are constantly flooding my mind, telling me I'm a great person, I can do anything. Like, what drug do you have that'll fix this for me?" So I don't know if enough people are demanding a solution that it even has a name.
Yeah, that's so Doc, so I just I feel really self-assured and I am like believe in manifestation and I have this voice in my head that's like get up and wash your face and you go girl and like you got this queen and like if you were having this stuff all the time, who would you tell? But that is a lot of people just trying to get through the day.
yeah, it's true.
You can't be like, oh, I mean, like if you're holding tarot cards, you can be like my spirit guides. But if you're at the grocery store and you say that, people are like, what?
I don't know. Sometimes
My
these
soul.
thoughts are like feelings that turn into like a thing you need to say because you need to say it. I don't know how to explain it. I know how weird I sound, but I can't
That's like
explain
sounds like
myself. I'm trying to
Tourette's.
understand myself.
I don't like the word calling because it sounds like you're getting slaughtered. Like it's like calling. It doesn't feel right. But your whatever like your purpose or your fate, and maybe you have a big fate in your lifetime that is like where people say like God's omnipotent. Like wouldn't that kind of be the same as you if you were born at a certain time, that like Layla and if it was given to you kind of like a poem where it was like around the 13th year you'll go through this, and around your childbearing years this will be this, and then you'll settle into this. And if you had a story that was known to you because it was written in the stars, or if God, somebody is like, oh, that would be your fate. And so many kings and popes and world leaders throughout time, they believed that. That's why they like called on auguries, or they were like, should we go to war today? Should we put this person as the queen or that person as the king? What should we do? Like, I feel like this is kind of a similar thing happening, is that some people just believe that some people can hear those voices. It's okay that some people say those things. Like if the Pope came out tomorrow and is like, I think it's going to be blank, blank 3 years, everyone's like, oh, hallelujah. But if you come out and say it, crazy.
Yeah.
But there's no different of your calling, what's put on your heart. Like you looked crazy in 2020 being like, I'm never going to put a mask on my fucking face. You don't know why that you never could. It was just, it was your calling. It's the same thing. It was put heavy on your heart. Then it's silly later on. Now everybody's like, I would never, like, it's just silly to think we were even in that place. Of course I wouldn't do that. But that wasn't everyone. It was just some people. And so I think that's kind of with everything. It's like, some people just stand alone. Like what makes that person stand all by themselves? And they're like, hey, you guys, I don't think we have to get in the ovens. And then everyone's like, oh, we don't have to get in the ovens. Yay. I don't know. But I don't think a lot of people want to know either. I feel like so many people in my reality are just like, I'm just trying to keep the lights on and put some presents under the tree. They're like, I could literally give a shit.
Have you guys heard of Chris Fazio?
No.
Okay, Chris Fazio, apparently, I don't know if this shit is real or not, but he's pretty much being known on the TikTok world. He has this ability. Thanks, Riggs. He has this ability of, I guess it's chi, but he started a class and people are learning this technique, and he's going around just random people and like building this electrical current within him. What he says is he visualizes a cyclone underneath coming from the earth, and he envisions that energy coming up into him. So he like takes it in, and he says it's not pleasant. It like at first, like it's very painful, like getting used to it, and then learning how to control the current. And once he learned how to master that in his way, he just goes around and touches people, okay? And he can feel the current, where the current is blocked, and he'll go into the certain area, and like literally he's healed a lot of people with this method. And it's really, really fucking fascinating if it's real. So far, it's looking pretty legit. But you could literally see the purple electricity coming out of his fingertips when he's touching these people. And these people are putting their hands on whatever object. It could be a tree, it could be whatever. They have to ground themselves with the earth as well, while he touches these people from the back, the head, this way, this way, this way, this way. And a lot of people are learning this technique and trying it on other people, and it's becoming like a school of learning how to cultivate the chi within the earth.
Like Mr.
Is
Miyagi.
it real? Yeah. I don't
This
know.
reminds me when I would
All
like
the points that you're showing, those are all Reiki spots too. Like when you
Mhm.
actually do like physical Reiki, you do,
And you see it's like purple electricity. You see it
Yeah.
in his fingertips. And I'm like,
you could just like shuffle your socks on the carpet.
That's what
and
I
then,
was
like,
gonna say. You could just
this
have
is
the right sweater
outdoors
on.
too. Outdoors, indoors, stadiums, places, parks, you name it. Random ass people. It's wild. I like to believe that things like that are real. That we're magical in that
Okay.
sense.
I think that's just like we're electromagnetic anyway. Like we are electromagnetic beings, so it
Yeah,
makes
that's what
sense.
Mr. Miyagi slapped his hands together
Yeah.
and rubbed them,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
just
put his hands
generating.
on it.
And
Yeah.
those doctors in China who practiced chi, and how they had the individual who had the tumor in their stomach, and how they had the sonogram on the tumor, and you could see it visually like shrink as they all chanted and had this energy healing session on the patient. Was that real? I don't know, but it looked real.
Well, you can go to the Bronikov, it's bronikovcenter.net, and you can actually go on and you can download like a PDF of their like a whole bunch of chi exercises, because they end up doing the Bronikov method is where they end up having like people who are blindfolded seeing through walls and stuff like that, but they start out with all these chi exercises and they work really freaking good. Like one of the things that's small, you just put your hand out and then you use your other hand, like you concentrate on your energy flows, and then you do things like start drawing a circle and you can feel it on your palm, like, or just
Yeah.
lines. You can feel it happening on this hand. It's wild.
You could do it also like
But-
this, like
well, yeah,
imagining
it
holding
has
a
you
ball.
first it makes you do a chi ball first.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you that every single one of the quote unquote chi masters that exists, every single one, looks like a big fucking fool when any MMA person comes up to them.
I bet.
Every single one. Because they all like their whole stage show is, I'm going to knock this person down with chi. And so they have all these actors, an actor after an
Oh, yeah.
actor after an
Televangelist.
actor. Yeah, it is so, it's
Yeah.
like a preacher on stage. Good,
Yeah.
and you're out. And the whole, like, it's
Yeah.
that same thing. And then one MMA guy, when all the other guys, he's like, I have chi, you know, no one can punch me with my chi, blah, blah, blah. I put all this energy into my core. And then everybody, like, hits him in the hand and acts like their hands hurt from hitting him in the
Someone
stomach. And
pulls out a
then,
Glock. Blap, blap, blap.
yeah, like one MMA guy
Guinea
comes
hen.
up and, like, knocks him out.
Where's your aura now? Pop, pop, pop.
And you smack you with my jacket.
Electrokinesis. That's what they're calling it. Electrokinesis.
And then there's this whole other thing, like just a real life psychosomatic thing that they can like show somebody a rubber arm on the other side of something and poke it and they'll be like, ow, ow. Like they'll start thinking it's their hand. And there's even things of people that have phantom limb syndrome that they can put a mirror there and then they can make them loosen their hand and then they'll stop having a pain in their phantom limb because it's like, oh, release. So
Psycho-cybernetics, they practice like blindfolding people and they light a match and then they wave the match out, but the person wouldn't know they're blindfolded, and then they touch them with like a pencil eraser and they get fucking blisters.
and they do these things where they like there's magicians, like street magicians, where they can stand on the other side of you and they're like, can you feel me when I tap your shoulder? Yes. Can you feel me when I tap your shoulder? Yes. And then you're like, you start just picking the side that they're actually even on. It's like
And then your wallet's gone.
and then you're watching Wallet.
pickpocket.
I think it is kind of weird how it is a trend that everybody's doing light as a feather, stiff as a board online.
I know.
No, I love it.
Families
started
and
that.
Come on. Magic
it's
is
pretty
so real.
weird, but it's
Yeah,
just crazy that we're in this place that there. It's like if we all learned in our lifetimes that don't do that, don't play with that, you'll open portals or gates or something, and now just families at Thanksgiving are recording it.
Yeah.
It's just
You know what's funny? Like they're not when they're doing that, they're not really expecting the body to be lighter. They're not going in with a mindset that it's gonna work. You know, they're just trying it like, oh, all fun and excited. And then boom, it just works. It's just wild how that works. It's crazy. What is it? The hand gestures? The one on top of the other? What is it?
Chaney, you're muted.
you get told the thing before, like, and you start concentrating because they tell you like the shortest person has to put their hand in first, then the next tallest, and the next tallest person on top.
Yeah.
And then you have your second hand in, and then everybody does it again. So at the beginning, when you all try to lift, and then they're like, we're going to walk in a circle 4 times. We're going to put our hands in. We're going to do this thing over them. Then we're going to lift again. There's all these other little chores in between instead of you telling yourself you can't do this. So typically as humans, we already have a governor on ourselves before we ever start whatever job it is, whatever thing we're about to lift up, however far we're about to run or swim. We're already like, I can't do this at here. So once you're concentrating on all these other little tasks, then it's go, go, go. Your brain doesn't even have time to connect that you can't do this anymore. So now this thing that you already told yourself you can't, what can my 2 fingers do? Now that it's not there anymore because you haven't told yourself no, and now there's 4 of you, you're actually picking up somebody with this whole entire part of your hand. But
Yeah.
at first when you pick them up, you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like,
Well, and that's yours is like definitely more. Your version is more ritualized than mine because we just whoever did it put their hand out first was
Yeah.
the one who was. We didn't do it by height, but it comes down to like the hermetics of it all. That
you were always
really
the
it's
shortest.
just telling your subconscious. You're just drilling it in there that like all the
It is light as a
the
feather.
ritual is just for you to freaking make it work.
Mhm.
Your hand was always first, Abbie.
Yeah, but I wasn't always the shortest. I'm
Sure
a
thing,
tall,
Dan.
short girl. 5'3"
Sure.
is the shortest.
Okay. If they're 4'11", then we're just throwing around midges. And
Sometimes we did it according to height because
we would
sometimes
do
it
it
would
with
be
the
in a
biggest
chair.
person.
But sometimes we just do it in order, just to make it like not as confusing. So,
We just
but
went
it
in a
worked every
circle,
single time, no
whatever.
matter what.
But when people are like laying down, and then you're just doing the
I like my
chant
hand on
with the
top
2
'cause I feel like
fingers,
get hot.
like that is curious because then you're just chanting and you're not paying attention, and you're all just doing this thing, and you're all just like a little bit lifting. You can feel the tension of a little bit lifting, but it does get kind of like holy shit.
Yeah, it
Because you
comes
have
like
this person's all
effortless.
balance out.
You're just like flinging them in the air, like what in the fuck?
Do you
And
think
you're
this is how they
trying.
built Coral Castle?
Huh?
Do you think this is how they built Coral Castle?
Well, he did it alone. I've theorized about this so many times, even being there, because there's only like the one picture of him with the tripod and the box on the top. And apparently they took whatever was there. But I've wondered tons of times. Probably just leverage.
Dude, maybe it was the mind. Like when you think about it, like these old structures, like for instance, that temple that was in the ground that was like carved out of a fucking solid rock, like a whole temple. It's like, how? It had to be something with the mind.
I wanted to talk about this.
Mhm.
So they're going to stop the newborn Hep B.
Yeah, I know.
The what?
The Hep B
Hepatitis B.
BBD jab.
Why are
Yeah.
they giving newborns Hep B?
They
They're
they
not.
have forever, and it's
Yeah.
like it's stupid because if the mother isn't, it's a bloodborne pathogen. So the only way they would get it is from the mother. So the mother doesn't have it. She tests negative. Why are they doing that to a brand new little itty bitty baby? Like,
Why are you giving it the Hep?
yeah,
You're
So-
legit giving it to the
but they're gonna
child.
stop doing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's one win.
yeah. They're recommending it at 2 months now, but still, it's like okay. At
I
least
think
we're not doing it to
any-
a brand new baby with no
Any
immune
bit
system.
that you can get a new mom out of the hospital and just give her a second to breathe with her own kid in her arms, most of the time they'll become anti-vax because they'll start doing all this research themselves. But when they're pressured under it and there's nurses and doctors standing over them and they're just like, oh my gosh, I don't want them to take away my baby. They also get scared that they're going to somewhere lose their, like,
Yeah, you
you're not
do.
a fit mom. You can't have this baby
Which
anymore.
probably would happen if you sat there and you were like, whatever you
We're gonna
guys
call
are
Child
telling me,
Protective
I'm
Services.
ignoring all of it. When I go home, I'm going to do my own thing. They'd probably, like, I could see some overzealous doctors and nurses trying to intervene and make your life difficult because
They
of that.
do. They'll sit there and guilt you and everything, and like yeah, and then you worry that they are gonna call like Child Protective Services type stuff. Like
Yeah, and it's such young parents, women and men, and like I mean it's older parents too, obviously, but it's just like you think of most people having their first kid, and it's just like, geez, adults, we should be protecting them too, not forcing them to vaccinate their child for extra money at the hospital. Like it's crazy. So I don't know.
Any
Anyways.
type of injection really to me is just mind-boggling when you figure out what's inside of it. It's just like, why would I want that junk inside of me? Like, why would I want to put that junk inside of my child? Like, why would I believe these people in white coats? Like, even this fat weight loss shit, that Ozempic, any type of weight loss injection, all has that mRNA spike protein bullshit in it. And many don't know that the spike protein was taken from the HIV virus, which is a protein that helps replicate itself, which is the HIV, and it'll replace your immunity and start killing your immune system. And then, oh my God, cancer. Oh my God, I lost my eye. Oh my God. Do you know how many people have lost their eye? How many people have bone cancer because of the Ozempics?
Oh my gosh. I feel like we are not even halfway to the high water mark of the Ozempic damage.
Oh no.
We are
even
not
close.
even that is going to be like
2
10
years.
times ephedrine.
2
10
years.
times ephedrine. That is going to
Remember
be
Fen-Phen?
it's going to be 10 times a fin-fin. It's going to be 10 times like whatever pills your mom was on that were little tiny pills inside of a pill.
I don't know about the
Dexatrim.
peptides.
Dexatrim. Those commercials had me when I was a little kid, like because I just loved the colors of the
It looked so
commercial. And then
cool.
it did, and
Those were
then
the
I thought
coolest
I
looking
was fat and I
pills
needed
inside a
Dexatrim,
pill.
like as a little kid.
Yeah.
Sunny C4 asked about what about the peptides? I mean, I
Well, that's
haven't
what
done my
GLP-1s
research.
are peptide like. They're not spike protein. They're totally different, but they are, they do have like what's it called, venom and stuff in them, and they're messing with your pancreatic function. You got to think about that. They're
It's biohacking. All of it
specifically,
is.
yeah, it is. But again, what you're doing is you're causing your body to be
Dependent.
and
no, not even
overproduce
that.
something else. You have no idea. Sometimes when you everybody's bodies are different. And so even just like little things like testosterone and your hormones, if you add things, sometimes guys think, oh, I'm going to juice up. Let me do some TRT. Let me do some steroids. Let me do some human growth hormone, whatever. And then their body, people just think I'm going to do this for this amount of time and then I'm going to be done. But then your body overproduces something else. And so and then it's this whole battle of getting a teeter-totter. And while you're trying to do that, your kidneys and your liver and your, everything else are just like goosh, 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 and getting bigger the whole time. So I just think that's just those hormones. Everybody has hormone crazy shit. And then everybody also has, you were just saying your serotonin and everything like that going on. Anyway, we are all such these little beakers, and I just think everybody's just like, let me pour all this stuff in at once into my beaker and not try to just get myself right.
I've seen like befores and afters of people taking these peptides, like the change in their skin, the wrinkles disappearing, like Botox bullshit, like literally injecting themselves in their spine, in their gut, somewhere in the area, in the back of their ass. And I'm seeing the before and after, like I'm hearing testimonies of how people's gut issues have like been disappearing, repairing their insides. And I'm just like, is this real or is it not real? Like, are they feds? Are they just pushing this shit so people could like all be fully vaccinated everywhere? Like, I don't trust injections, period. Any type at this point.
I feel like it's human vibration that thinks your skin should never be broken open with a needle. Like to get your blood drawn or to like have anything stuck in it.
You're bypassing literally every single self-defense mechanism your body has. One of them is your skin, the largest organ. Its main thing is to prevent toxins from just getting into your body willy-nilly. And then it's bypassing your kidneys, bypassing your liver. It bypasses every single thing that would normally be there to weed out something that shouldn't be there. And you're just being like, whatever's in here probably knows better than my body. Like this needs to be right into my bloodstream right now.
Isn't that what Jehovah's Witness believe?
Oh, like a Christian
they believe
science.
that you shouldn't have
blood
transfusions.
Blood
transfusions, yeah.
And I think a lot of them are
because
like
the
injections shit, I think too. I think, because I used to work with one. She was like hardcore, an Ann Taylor, when I was a manager there.
Or maybe a Christian scientist.
Christian scientists won't.
Yeah, there's Christian scientists that
They
don't
go to
think
jail
any
because
medicine.
they don't give their kids like some, something they need and they die.
None of
Or
them,
something
none of
sick.
those kids ever get sick. I will tell you that. I know. My kids
What
even
if
went
those
to
are
like Christmas Science
traumas?
camp and everything. Like it's none of
They're
them get sick.
literally
None of them
marks.
have like for generations. Those families haven't been, and none of them have gotten any of those things.
They're leaving marks. Technically, you'll have scar tissue, even though it's a minute little thing.
Oh yeah, it changes your vein completely. Even if it's
Talking
just
about,
a tiny
like-
little scar tissue on your vein, it changes your vein a little bit.
This is wild.
But it is a little voodoo, you know, like sticking a pin in something. Stick a pin.
Yeah,
We're
not
missing
opposed to
something.
peptides. I think they're good. I think
Either
I
it's a
think they're snake
mushroom.
oil. I think they're like one
or-
of the. It's a new Joe Rogan. It's like another. It's
Yes.
like ivermectin, everyone. Like I don't know. I hope it doesn't harm people. That's what I hope out of it. Whether or not people get benefits from placebo, I think placebo is the strongest thing on the planet. So
Yeah.
if you're to the point of injecting yourself of whatever it is daily, you're also probably to the point of eating a little better and going to the gym every day. So it's like the things people are actually doing to improve their life are these other things, but then they are like, oh, the peptides are so great. And it's like, but you're also going to the gym and eating, you know, chicken and broccoli compared to eating like fast food every day. Like, I don't know. It's usually not like a fat ass sitting on there and they're like wasting their money on peptides when they could be spending it on Miller Lite and cans.
Well, I'm getting a big old steroid shot in my back in the next week or two, so I'm excited for that. Actually,
Dude, we don't fit like everything else on this planet. We're definitely gods on this planet. Like, I try to figure out how humans fit in this realm, like cohesively. And the only thing I could think of is like we're gods on this planet because we're the ones who are coming up with like fucking concoctions and like inventions and building these like extravagant like buildings and culture and the way we dress and the way we act. It is so weird compared to everything else that exists on this realm. The only conclusion I have is like we're gods or something.
I think we're too smart for our own good. Which
Yeah,
I don't know if it's godlike.
I don't know.
Or just imagine for real, if you didn't have chemtrails being sprayed on your head and poison on all your food and anti-inflammatory shit in all your clothing, like your mattresses poison, your couches poison, they're poisoning your animals around you, and then you pay for poison to come so you don't have ants in your house. Like the layers and layers and layers. If none of that was there, would we need peptides? Would we need aspirin? Would we need chemo? Would we need, it's like the level of all the other stuff is like, just play. How about you stop poisoning me? So I just hate, like, even Maha, like, yay, they're not putting Hep B in the fucking vaccines anymore because they're probably just spraying it in the chemtrails. Like, it's just like
Red
they're
40.
probably like selling it at Target now in a like bikini that can lady or a man can wear, and it has an injectable of like COVID. And here's this. I just feel like part of it is just stop fucking poisoning me. How about that? How about we just
Literally.
start there instead of
Well,
all
what's-
these ways that I can? How about like? How about I'm just not poisoned in my water that I drink every day?
Yeah, we're not the ones doing it, but it's like humans are the ones who are coming up with these ideas and putting concoctions together and finding this and exploring this and putting this and creating
anti-metal,
that. And then we
anti-fungus,
succumb to it.
anti-parasitic, anti-inflamed. We're just
weird. Where do we fit? It's just wild. We're aliens. We're the aliens. We're just weird.
Maybe we're just not supposed to be in this.
I'm Alice, and I keep hearing the caterpillar saying, "Who are you?" daily. I'm like, what are we?
I
No
don't care.
idea.
That is my. I'm like, what in the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about, I'm like less concerned with me anymore. And I'm like REM in the Everybody Hurts video where it just pans out and everybody's sitting in fucking traffic. And I look at the homeless guy and I'm like, who's winning? Who's winning here? Like, guess what? On my way home,
Technically,
this bitch just did what he wanted to all day. Like, I don't know. I just think we're in this like weird kind of, and I said it, I was thinking about it last week too. It doesn't, people are like, I hope a comet comes. I hope revolution starts. I hope Jesus comes back. I hope Muhammad comes back. I hope 3i Atlas hits us. Like, everybody is just so like whatever the hamster wheel is that everybody's on by themselves. And then the hamster wheel that we validate to each other occasionally of like, here we are again, like Big Ben, Parliament, it's Christmas.
okay, is it called zoochosis? Where everyone, after a while, doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it's like the same story, and it's repetitive, and it's like, I think it's called zoochosis, where like, how does it? What is the definition? Hold on.
I thought that was psychosis.
No, there's zoochosis. Hold on. Zoochosis is an abnormal, obsessive, repetitive behavior stereotype shown by animals in captivity, like pacing, swaying, or self-mutilation, stemming from psychological distress due to confinement and lack of natural stimulation, signaling poor welfare. And this is technically what Americans are going through. We're like just stuck in our little phones and our little boxes, and just, we're losing it. Not all of us, but you know what I'm saying. It's an actual thing. Like a herd of an animal species, just like same holidays, same things every fucking year. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Whoop, time is flying.
It just feels like so crazy. And
It
I don't
does.
mind. Like, I'm pretty good at
I love it.
LARPing part of it. Like, some of it I'm good at LARPing, and then some of it I'm just like, this is insanity. Like, this is just insanity. We're all just doing it.
We're all a little mad here.
Yeah. Taxes are the craziest one.
Yeah.
I just think that's the craziest thing. If we could start a revolution of people, if just all that we were like, nope, we're not gonna. That's the only way it works.
Why is it that I fell upon this weird algorithm of people who work like the morgue or in cemeteries talk about, and I've heard this many times, and I want to know if you've heard this, that the dead aren't really dead. Like, they've had scenarios where like bodies have gone missing or like weird things happening. There's like a weird algorithm out there of morticians and people saying like the dead aren't really dead. Don't know why they're saying this, but I've heard it, and I want to know if anyone else, even in the chat, if you've heard this or ran upon this algorithm.
That's why they burn some of us.
Well, they
Into
say they burn
ashes.
them, and then they test the ashes and find out there's no DNA involved. Did you hear that one?
I feel like a dead person coming back to life should count as illegal immigration, and ICE should be able to round them up and kick them out.
Hold on, let me find it.
Yeah,
'Cause I was like, what?
It'd be a bit much.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
you've been here long enough. If nature decided it was your time to leave, like, stay left.
And then they could just go to their, like, the dead come alive. Like, all the dead, and then they just come to your house, and they're like, but I lived here.
We just don't have the real estate for it right now. There's already a real estate issue with like a housing crisis. And if dead people are coming back, where are they going to stay?
Yeah, even with, like, the illegal immigration, if they say for real, if there's 40 million, that's a small percentage of the dead come back.
Yeah, I'm not
would
for it.
not
I don't
have
want
enough
dead people
housing.
to come back.
I don't want it either.
I
Layla?
don't know if I would want to come back. If you went
What
all
about if
the way
something
through
else
the
is-
process of dying, like legit dying, not like flatliners dying, but I almost feel that the hardest part is over. Like, you don't have to worry about coming back and going through it again.
Well, there was a whole incident where I forgot what country. It's a popular country. I forgot which one, where this guy was in the morgue
Popular
waiting
country.
to have an autopsy and everything, and then bloop, he was dead, pronounced dead and everything. Bloop just wakes up and scares everybody in the fucking place. I have to post the video, but it's an
I
actual
believe that,
video, and
though,
they have
but I always wonder, like,
surveillance.
was he really dead, or they just couldn't find a pulse? They just couldn't find, because there's plenty of examples where someone just couldn't find the pulse and they get declared dead. But I mean, like, at like straight up, like you're dead, like you are legitimately gone to whatever the next thing is.
One
and
of
then
the
you come back.
plagues. I don't remember what one of the plagues, but when they buried the people, they would bury them with strings and bells because so many of them were buried alive because they didn't.
Because they didn't really know about a pulse. They didn't really know about how to check if you were left. And they would just put like a finger under the nose and be like, I don't really feel anything. All right, bury him.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. He knows what I'm talking about. There's a whole like story on this guy. Like he died a few times. He's right. I don't know. I don't know shit about shit. I'm just like, wow, this realm is weird.
The back rooms.
Super weird.
The mall world seems so weird to dream about. That's a maze. Abbie would say, you're
what's
stuck
the
in a
mall?
maze. A labyrinth, I
labyrinth.
mean.
Just
See,
a
that was
mall.
pretty good, right?
Yeah. Perfect.
Abby's teachings would say you're stuck in a maze, and she's like, wrong. Labyrinth sounds so much cooler.
It is. It's a labyrinth.
I like going through portals in dreams.
So do you guys have anything? Thomas, you hung out with the deliberating dog face dudes this week.
How was
I
that?
saw that.
It was fun. Yeah, we had a debate. I was anti-astrology, and my friend Noah Campbell was pro-astrology, and we had it out for like a good 2 hours.
It was good.
Are you really anti-astrology?
I had to take the stance.
Oh, you had to
for
take.
the,
Okay.
the sake of a debate. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I
he
wouldn't
just
say,
threw
and
in
I
the
wouldn't say
towel.
anti. It was more of just like
Devil's
lots
advocate.
of good questions that would annoy most people.
Okay.
You're good at that.
That seems like
It was
fun,
it
honestly.
was good.
On your talent.
And they're gonna change the show a little bit so it's not debate all the time. So I don't know if that was their last debate show.
Did I ruin it?
No, I think they were planning on it anyway because they want to hang out
awesome.
sometimes too. Like sometimes debates happen, but they don't want that to be
The main.
Their shtick.
yeah. So, but I don't know. I think they're open to some ideas right now. I hung out with them afterward. That's why. And Jim.
I
hung
love
out
that.
with-
Steve and Marcus and Ben are like three of the coolest guys to just hang out and
They
just
are.
shoot shit with.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, they know so much cool stuff.
Yeah, they
So,
do. I loved being on the spiders with them.
Yeah.
It was
It
fun.
was awesome. I don't know, maybe that's what the show will be like on that night. And Jim was there for the whole second half too.
Nice.
Yeah, we were talking about the North Pole a lot after. I think, I don't know if it's their Patreon show. I don't know where it was, but we ended up hanging out until like 6 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, what did I just do to my sleep schedule? Do you guys have anything going on this week?
Work.
No, I did do a show with Zeralath, so you guys should check that out.
Nice. How was
I
it?
did tune into that for a little bit. With Zeralath and who else? What was the other woman's
Oh, Maria West. She's great. She's Love, Truth, and Beauty on YouTube.
And you
Nice.
guys talked about the Demi
forget
Moore
the name.
movie.
Yeah, I forgot the name.
I know.
I can
was
never
about to
remember
say
the name of the movie.
Pluribus. It's
Substance.
because that and Pluribus came out at the same time. What was it, Thomas?
The Substance.
The Substance. Yes, I can never think of the name of the freaking movie.
Thomas, do you have anything going on this week?
I just did a show with Mystic Mark from My Family Thinks I'm Crazy, where we talked about, I think we rapid fire talked about 20 different documentaries, because I've got the Under the Doc series that I do with Sean Chris, where we review all kinds of docs. So I pretty just did like the top 20 over what we've been watching over the last year.
Like a doc as in a sailor or a document?
Yes. but actually, in talking about malls, one of the recent documentaries we just watched was called Secret Mall Apartment. And I think you guys would probably like it, but it's about 4 people that move into an abandoned little space in a mall that no one knows about and turn it into an apartment and live there for 4 years and just kind of like live off the grid, but like in the middle of a mall.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
That's
kind of
rad.
fun.
Like
Like,
working
do
in
I
a
have
mall, it's kind of
access
weird to
to the
go into the
mall?
back rooms of the mall like that. Like,
Do I have like secret access to like inside the mall?
Yeah, it was when the mall was being built. The construction company had this little like pocket above the first floor. It was a 2-story mall, and right above the first floor, they just had like this little pocket where they would just put concrete and fiberglass and just like storage, and then they just put the second floor on top of that, and then paved it all over. So it was this leftover an entire like little mini floor, like
mezzanine.
floor 1.5, and they just went and you could sneak into it and you could get to it from the parking garage. You can get to it from any emergency exit in the entire mall.
Hmm.
Huh. Have you read? I don't know if you can just watch any documentary, but I don't know why I found it so interesting. There was like an amusement park, maybe in Ohio or somewhere in the middle of the country, but it was like the deadliest amusement park in the world,
Oh yeah. I know what I can't remember the name of it. I know what you're talking about though.
where it's just like the slides were out of control and like the kids were just like doing drugs, like nobody was manning the thing. I don't
Was
know, and
that
I found the documentary really interesting.
was that in Hot Springs,
Again,
Arkansas?
sounds like
I
fun.
think it
No, I
was.
don't. I feel like it was in
No?
like Ohio,
Okay.
like or like
Or
Kentucky.
Jersey or something.
Yeah, like somewhere weird. But anyways, maybe somebody in the chat will hear it and I'll put it up before the show ends. Anyways, we love you guys.
We love you so much.
We will be here next week unless something weird happens. And make sure that you turn your volume down a little because Juliette Lewis comes hard. Bye bye. Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
Here comes Santa. Here comes the world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing who our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, makings, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing who our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, makings, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
You're still here? It's over.